Okay, thank you very much. So, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to everyone. This is Muhammad Ghulam Mohiuddin, a postgraduate student, Center for Modern Languages, University Malaysia Pahang, Al Sultan Abdullah. On behalf of the Language Support Unit, Center for Modern Languages, UMPSA, I warmly welcome all respected guests, colleagues, postgraduate students, researchers, and participants to today's online session titled Practical Writing Approaches for Journal and Thesis Writing with special focus on effective and ethical use of AI tools for research and thesis writing. We are truly delighted to have you all with us this morning as AI is becoming increasingly important in academic writing, research, development, and publication. Today's session is highly timely, practical, and relevant for all of us. Now, housekeeping announcement. Before we begin, may I kindly request all participants to keep their microphones muted during the session. You may write your questions in the chat box or you may raise your hand during the Q&A session. We also request everyone to remain present until the end of the program. Yes, to begin this program with blessings, may I now invite Mr. Shahanur Firdaus for prayer recitation. Mr. Shahanur Firdaus.
Alhamdulillah. InsyaAllah ya. Qala rabbukum ud'uni astajib lakum. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Hanya padamu sahaja, Ya Allah, kami panjatkan kesyukuran atas segala rahmat dan berkat-Mu, Ya Allah. Kami memohon kepadamu, Ya Allah, bersempena dengan majlis kami pada hari ini, Ya Allah. Engkau berkatilah majlis ini dengan limpahan rahmat-Mu dan kasih sayang-Mu, Ya Allah. Semoga segala usaha kami dalam menjayakan majlis ini mendapat keredaan dan hidayah-Mu, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, permudahkanlah majlis yang sedang kami usahakan ini, Ya Allah, supaya ianya berjalan dengan lancar dan jadikanlah perhimpunan kami, Ya Allah, sebagai satu perhimpunan yang dirahmati dan perpisahan kami selepas ini, Ya Allah, sebagai satu perpisahan yang diberkati dan dilindungi, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, Ya Tuhan kami, restuilah perancangan kami, Ya Allah. Bimbinglah kami dengan petunjuk-Mu yang berterusan dan pimpinlah kami sekalian ke jalan yang benar, lurus, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, perbaikikanlah segala kesilapan kami, Ya Allah. Jernihkanlah hubungan di antara kami. Jinakkanlah dan lembutkanlah hati-hati kami dan tunjukkanlah kami jalan yang membawa keselamatan dan keharmonian dalam menyelesaikan masalah, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, Ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram, kami memohon kekuatan dari hadrat-Mu, Ya Allah, supaya kami yang hadir pada hari ini, agar kami dapat melaksanakan segala kebajikan dan kami pohon perlindungan dengan Engkau daripada melakukan keburukan, serta ampunkanlah dosa, kesalahan yang telah kami lakukan, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, sesungguhnya kami memohon kepadamu dengan sebaik-baik permohonan, sebaik-baik doa, sebaik-baiknya keberhasilan, sebaik-baiknya amal perbuatan, sebaik-baiknya pahala, sebaik-baiknya kehidupan dan sebaik-baiknya kematian, Ya Allah. perkenankanlah permohonan kami ini ya Allah. Mustajabkanlah doa kami ini ya Allah dengan berkat Nabi kami iaitu Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam dengan ikhlas berkat amalan kami yang paling ikhlas ya Allah. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين تقبل الله منا ومنكم.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shahadur Firdaus, for your heartfelt prayer recitation. Thank you once again. Now, we would like to move to the opening remarks. It's my privilege and honor to invite the respected Dean of CML to deliver her opening remarks for today's program. Associate Professor Dr. Zurana Binti Ali, please.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and very good morning. Hi, Dr. Chuah, how are you?
Fine. Thanks
Okay, good.
for inviting me.
Yes, okay. All right. So today we have this seminar. Maybe tomorrow or the after tomorrow you will have another one. I believe. Is that true?
Yeah, the whole week actually. Yesterday I had two, and then tomorrow I had another one.
Yeah. Because what we call this. We know that you're a very busy person, and it is our opportunity to welcome you for today's webinar. Okay. Okay. Now, what I can say about this particular webinar. I hope that the academic landscape nowadays, it's just that AI is something that we need to use AI, but I believe that while we are using AI, we also need to understand that there are responsibilities, and also out of that we need to ensure that we are using it. Sorry, we are using we we adhere to ethical use of using AI. Okay. So I hope that this session will provide like a platform for, I believe there are postgraduate students, okay, researchers also, and I see that there are a lot of academic stuff, I believe, yeah. And then all this, I hope that Dr. Chua is here, then everyone can learn practical strategies for integrating AI. I believe that you're going to I'm not sure the tools that you're going to introduce. I bet it's going to be like a Notebook LM or Gemini and etc. And more than that, I believe, yeah. So whatever it is, okay, I hope that all this, the audience that we have today is with your laptop, yeah, or with your desktop, because I believe that Dr. Chua will be like doing hands-on, yeah, Dr. Chua. And please, yeah, follow step by step. Yeah, this is a very golden opportunity. I hope that everyone can benefit from this session, yeah. So, and therefore, I would like to extend our sincere Center for Modern Languages sincere appreciation to our distinguished speaker, Dr. Chuah Kiman from University Malaysia Sarawak, that is UNIMAS, yeah, and of course for sharing his expertise and experience with us. And Dr. Chuah Kiman, he's a very I would say versatile. Can I say that? He can sing. Okay, he can recite poem. He can also catch a clatter. Okay, and a lot more. So with that, yeah, I also wish and also thanks. I thank the committee member, yeah, for their dedication in making this webinar possible. Okay, so with that, yeah, I wish all participants a fruitful and engaging session, inshallah. Thank you, and wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you very much, respected Dean, for your inspiring and directional opening remarks. Now, we will have a short photo session. May I request all participants to turn on their cameras, if possible, for a group photo. Yes, everyone. I think it's done.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a second. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. One. Everybody smile. 1, 2, 3. Give us a sec, just a sec, because there are a few pages. Okay, one more. 1, 2. Everybody smile. Okay, done. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Now it's my pleasure to introduce today's distinguished speaker, Dr. Chuah Ki Man. Dr. Chuah Ki Man is a senior lecturer at the Faculty of Education, Language, and Communication, University Malaysia Sarawak. He has more than 15 years of experiences in teaching and research, and his areas of expertise include educational technology, learning sciences, artificial intelligence in education, computational linguistics, e-learning, mobile learning, and academic writing. He has conducted more than 300 workshops on the topics like academic writing, AI-based tools for research writing, data visualization and analysis, and innovative teaching and learning. Actually, his CV highlights strong research impact, including Google Scholar, Scopus, and Web of Science profiles. Today, he will he will share his insights how researchers and postgraduate students can use AI tools effectively, responsibly, and ethically in journal and thesis writing. Dear participants, please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Chua Ki Man. Thank you very much, Dr. Chua, for being with us today. We are very eager to learn from your experiences and expertises. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Chua Ki Man to begin session one. Yes, sir. Now the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Golam, for the gracious introduction, and also to the Dean, Associate Professor Dr. Zain Ali, for the welcoming remarks, and of course to all of you for making your time today. I would like to thank also the team who is, organizing this event. I have to apologize because it's quite hard to fix a date before this, but the reason being there's a certain period where I have to kind of blank out, so a lot of workshops are kind of pushed to the same weeks. So it has been non-stop for the past 3 weeks for me. So hopefully today I can still give my best for these more or less 3 hours to cover the topic that has been assigned to me, which is more on research writing and also journal writing. So starting this year, I kind of reduce using slides. So what I will do is I'll give you the my module, which we will follow for the workshop. This one I had kind of tailored for this session. So you can just go to this link now. I'm going to share my screen and then you'll be able to see my screen. Because based on experience for the last couple of years, especially starting last year when we were doing a lot of AI training, I realized if I use slides, it's very hard for you to copy the prompt and everything for practice because I have to like copy and paste all the time. So how to put it? So I decided to do an web page version, so it's easier for you to just kind of copy whatever you need, and you don't have to leave the screen in a way, because when you have like PowerPoint or whatever going on, so you tend to like move around. So everything is on the web. So those of you who are quite familiar or competent in this area, maybe you don't have to follow one by one, and also those who are a bit of like still struggling to cope with all this, you can go slower. So that's the beauty of the module. You go by your pace. All right. I know some of you who have joined my previous workshop. I think even Assistant Professor Hafizullah also joined Genicity and all this. We have been engaging with a lot of tools, but I have decided for this session to go deeper on existing tools that we can use for free. After several years of using all these tools and all this, I realized we are actually paying for something that may be not really worth the money. They can sell you that is good or whatever after you have paid, and then you realize you don't really maximize the usage. So the purpose for today is to go through 4 essential tools that I have kind of curated for this session. But before we begin, I would love you to download the practice file here. You can see on your screen, download the practice file. Just scroll down, download the practice file. Is in Google Drive. Just download the whole zip, and then you can extract it or unzip it on your desktop. We will be coming back to this folder later on when I demonstrate how to use some of the tools. So we are on the same page in a way. I will be using the same materials that you are given. Okay. I'm going to give you maybe 2 minutes to just download that thing. Maybe I can show you now. So I'm going to download. All right, it will be like this. Right, it will look like this because it's Google Drive. But you click this download button on your left, and then just save it somewhere on your desktop or somewhere. All right, just extract it. Don't click on the folder like this. Just download the whole thing, yeah? Just click the download button on the left and then extract it somewhere on your desktop as long as you can find them, okay? Previous workshop, sometimes you have so many files on your desktop, you don't know where it is, and then you're like struggling to find it. Hopefully you can find it, all right? The best way is to clear your desktop or clear your, download, clear your download folder. Okay, anyhow. So I'll give you another minute just to get everyone ready before we begin. If you're having intermittent disruption, or you're following this using phone, then you have to probably do it later, because phone is a bit too small for you to work on all the files. So the zip file contains some some materials that we'll be using, just some sample articles and all that I will be demonstrating to you later on, so that you can also use the same file. All right. Okay. If I think it's all done, let's go back to the module now. All right. Let's start with the begin part 1. Okay. Let me just reset this. Before I go deeper, I'm gonna start with a bit of trend kind of thing, because this year alone, so many changes has happened. Like whatever I introduced in January and February are no longer relevant now. So what you're seeing today is kind of like the updated trend now, and things are changing so fast. Like for example, just last week I was telling the group of lecturers in Unima, saying that Noble IM can't do this yet, and then yesterday they launched it, and then now things have changed. So today you'll be getting a little bit of update on the latest changes to the tools. And another issue is always the interface. Sometimes when I screenshot or when I show step by step, what you see is probably a month or 2 months ago, they updated the interface and you get a bit confused. So hopefully you can navigate through all these tools on your own later on. When they change, certain buttons, however, you know where to find them. Okay, so the essential thing is more on the workflow. Now, what happened in the last 6 months? Because I'm a keen follower since 2010 actually, because it's part of my research work in AI and computational linguistics. So we have been using GPT and all this before ChatGPT was launched because it was an API version. So I would say the reason why I'm into this is because I see the changes and how they play around with the language component, how they train all these LLM. I'm also training LLM for different languages, including now I'm working on Bahasa Iban. So I can kind of share the mechanism of how this works and why when we use it for writing, we can't run away from this AI sounding pattern. And what can we do to avoid? I wouldn't say avoid, you can't avoid it. After all, we use human language to train AI. So AI should be writing like human in the first place, right? It's just that a lot of detectors are giving false positive. So the purpose for today is more on helping you not only to write, to make it faster. I always believe with AI, our goal is more on quality, not on the speed alone, right? So before I go further, just to kind of let you know what has happened for the past few years, especially the last 2 years, researchers are struggling to cope with the expectation now. The rejection rate for papers is increasing. People say it's because of the AI language. Actually, no, it's the rigor. Because of AI, a lot of lecturers or a lot of academics, a lot of postgraduate students, they take the easy way out. They forget that with AI, your rigor should increase. That is the issue. Because everyone is churning out papers. And as a managing editor of my own journal in our university, our own journal, we realize that every day we have hundreds and hundreds of AI generated papers kept coming in. Even though we don't reject them directly, we read through, but it's not because of the language, it's because of the rigor. Like for example, they just give us percentage. There's no mean standard deviation, no kind of inferential statistic, just purely lower. It's actually lower quality than pre-AI. Okay, so that's the issue. So the intelligent user that we are aiming for this session, and also the whole ecosystem now in academia, should be more on the user who use AI, not to churn out paper at speed, but to create or to write papers which are better quality. We should aim higher now, because now everyone is sending out papers. We should not be writing paper just for the lower tier journal or even predatory journals. We should be writing better. The goal is like that, because we don't want it to be the happy meal output, we call it, right? You happy, I happy, so we just fulfill it. And then it's low quality in the first place, okay? So hopefully, by the end of this short workshop, I can give you a bit of inspiration at least to how to increase the rigor or how to enhance your writing quality, right? So the aim is that one. So what has changed in the past 6 months especially is the reasoning model. Whatever you are using now, whatever your preferred tool is, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, or whatever it is, DeepSeek or Gwen or Kimi or whatever it is, now all models are based on reasoning model where they are trained on reinforced learning. So they are no longer the old generation or model where you just ask and then they just churn out things from the database. Now they kind of think for a while, right? And you can see this happening in all your chat. They kind of think through first before they give you the output. So when this happens, it means we are getting a more advanced version of AI tools, and we should capitalize on that. And we also have agentic deep research workflow now, where almost all tools now has deep research. They can help you to find papers. They can help you to decide which paper to use. They also can advise you papers to avoid, right? These days, if you ask AI to find papers, if you prompt it well, it can actually filter out all the unnecessary papers or papers who are claiming to do A, but they are not doing it. So you can filter out all this poor quality kind of papers. And then your paper alone will be citing or will be using references from good journals, right? Then we also have source grounding notebook now, not just Notebook M. A lot of tools are now having source grounding. I'll show you later on. We also have multimodal research assistant. Research assistant in terms of the AI chatbots or all these tools or LLM, large language models that can do more than just writing. They can help you churn out analysis. They can do visualization. They can even do design and so on, right? And second last one is the AI native literature tool now. You have a lot of literature tool these days that focuses on literature review, like, illicit and all this. I may not go deep into this because this one requires subscription. Most of this is by subscription, but I have it in my module. If you have the time later on, you can explore. And you have on-device small models, right? And the shift to context engineering. This is the key. Before this, we were so concerned about prompt engineering. Now, we changed the focus to context engineering. I will tell you in a bit what it means. So you don't have to memorize long prompts anymore, actually. Once you set the context right, and all these tools that comes with this kind of feature, you can put the context right. You just have to prompt quite straightforward, and you will understand what you need to, what you want it to do, right? So that is the current trend. And the ethical lens, before I begin, I start with the ethical first before we go to the tools. The ethical lens is always, can we do this? Like, why are we talking about using AI to help us write journal papers or thesis or dissertation and so on? No, we are not asking it to write blindly. We should not be doing that. What we are doing is kind of assisting certain processes that we used to do it alone or manually. And not only it takes time, actually the quality is quite low before it, to be honest. I give you one example. Those days when we write papers, you have to scroll Google Scholar or maybe some other tools, and then you have to click one by one, maybe read some abstracts, and then decide which paper to put in your paper, right? Chances are you will skip some major papers, right? Papers that people are using to have a solid grounding or framework or theoretical foundation for that research. You miss it because what you see on your Google Scholar list could be just tailored to you based on your geolocation. When you go to Google Scholar, for example, if you have a .my at the back, most research traffic are based on Malaysian context. So you don't see a lot of maybe some foreign research and so on those days. Now with AI tools and all this, you can quickly filter all this and then make better decision. Which paper to choose? Why am I choosing this? And why am I excluding some papers? I think this is really, really helpful now, because I hope when you write papers or when we write thesis or dissertation now, we should be writing from those established journals. You get what I mean? So AI can help us to do that. And when you go to all these publishers, when it comes to writing, you'll be surprised that a lot of publishers, in fact, almost all of them, have no issue if you want to use AI. None of them actually say you cannot, right? So one example you see in my module that if you click, I like this one, for example. Like this one is, I think this is type IEEE. The use of AI system for editing and grammar enhancement is common practice, and as such is generally outside the intent of the above policy. In this case, disclosure, as noted above, is not required. If you use it to improve your language, the way you describe, the way you explain certain thing, according to this guideline, you don't have to disclose. But if you want, it's okay. And then is Taylor and Francis also say they support responsible use of this, right? You can use it for, for writing, but you should not use it for fabrication. These are the things that you can use, right? See? Idea generation, language improvement, interactive online search, literature classification, even coding assistant. So no issue if you're publishing in all these major, even Wiley say so. Authors may wish to use artificial tools or technologies when preparing a manuscript or other material for Wiley. Wiley welcomes the thoughtful use of AI. So basically, if we want to summarize this, we can use AI to help us to improve the way we present our ideas or writing, but we should not use AI to fabricate data, to fabricate results, or to fabricate references. Basically, no fabrication with AI. If you use AI for writing to improve the way you structure your paragraph, the way you visualize certain component, they are totally fine. And like I always encourage, just disclose it. Even though they say you don't have to disclose, you can just disclose it in the, towards the acknowledgement, or even in the letter to the editor. You can just be frank and be honest. You can just say ChatGPT was used to improve the language of this, manuscript to ensure clarity. The only issue is, even when, because we have a lot of review, we do a lot of review as well. The only issue is fabrication, and we have caught many. I think references is quite common because AI tend to hallucinate, and then they came up with some fabricated references. I think it's quite common, but we have caught a lot fabricating data. So they take other people's paper, let's say from another country, maybe in other US or whatever, and then they change the context to Malaysia. So they keep the kind of like the data, quite similar. How do we kind of like detect this? when we asked to verify certain things, they couldn't provide the evidence, and they made it up. And sometimes the statistics doesn't add up. Let's say they forgot to change some part. They say they did on 100 samples in Malaysia, but the data doesn't reflect 100 sample. Could be more than that, right? So these are the things that I think you have to be more careful. So don't use AI for that. I hope none of us here is having the aim, right? I know there's a lot of people who are trying to promote to you that, okay, you just, you can just pay and then get the paper out and all that. I don't think that should be our goal. All right. Our goal as an academic, we have to remember that our name is at stake. Whatever paper you put it out, your name is there. And you don't want your name to be tarnished for doing this kind of misconduct, right? So if to use AI to write, I think no issue. Same thing with postgraduate students. Before you submit for any journal, you should let your supervisor take a look. Don't simply submit to any journal without your supervisor consent, because sometimes you fall into the trap of some instant journals and all that, and then both of your names will be tarnished, due to your maybe I know it's out of desperation, but sometimes we have to hold our, we have to be a bit more patient, even though it's slower than usual. Sometimes we just have to make sure that we don't do things which are unethical. Okay, so that sets the stage. I hope we have in the right mindset now. Our goal today is to use AI to improve the rigor of our writing and also to improve the quality of how we present our papers. Not so much about how can I use certain app or software to come out with a good literature review. AI can help you in the process, but it will not be an instant generator. If you want an instant generator, then the quality is not there, because AI is just AI. That's how they are trained. They are not able to, all these tools are not able to help you to do like an instant output, right? I mean, like the whole paper. They can, but most of the time you have to do heavy editing, right? And even you do heavy editing, that it's wrong because you have never read the paper. Okay, so that's one thing that I want everyone to have in clear mind. I know maybe the urge to use it for an instant outcome is there, but we have to be careful. All right, okay, let's go on to the first part now, setting the goals, where I just get everyone in the right mindset again. What I always encourage people to do is to do this sandwich method, where we only allow AI to come in as one layer. Okay. Maybe sooner or later, one day, the layer will change. And I told one workshop last week, one day, if AI can really help us to write everything, all our job is to just collect data, to go and interview people, to collect all this field work or whatever, and then AI can churn out papers immediately, then we are no longer needed, because AI can just publish on its own. Like, imagine one day, all this AI tool, you just give them your data, and then they probe, and then they came up with a paper and they submit to all these journals. So we are no longer required for that process. And I hope people realize that publishing alone is not the sole indicator of one's expertise or one's intellectual ability. Hopefully we are not at that stage yet, where some people are, misjudging someone's intellectual ability just by the paper that they publish. No, should not be that way. Papers are just, a way of disseminating our knowledge or our findings or what we have found, right? It's not a measurement of one's intellectual ability, okay? So when we have this layer here, we start off with something, we set the context, we let AI to do a little bit of help, in the process, and then we come back again to review, to refine and all that. Then this is a nice output because we use AI hand in hand. We don't allow it to take over the whole process, right? So these are some things that I have put in. You don't have to go through one by one. These are some examples, that I don't think we should be doing, and things that we should avoid. Okay, I think that's enough of the quick introduction. But I have a specific part on this. Watch out for AI overclaim, yeah. So there are certain things that AI are trained to do this. Not that they have the conscious thinking or evaluative ability. It's how they are trained, because when all these data are fit into LLM, the first process before the transformer is we are asking AI to tag. So there's a lot of tagging going on, and AI is tagging the most important words or the most important sentences or the most important structure or pattern. So because that's how the data is fed to them, they realize, okay, when I want to answer this question, I need to use all these sentences or I need to use all these words. That's the reason. So when the transformer is transforming all your sentences out, in different format or in different variation, still the structure or the holding of this overclaim pattern is there. You have to be very, very careful. Meaning they overclaim things. The paper never said so. But when they try to summarize for you, it says the paper strongly, blah, blah, blah. So you have to read the paper to verify whether it's true or not, right? So that's something that you have to be cautious about. Okay, let's go to part 3 now. I think this is the exciting part. So we have two sessions. This first session will end around 10 plus. So I will cover 10:15, I think. So I'm going to cover 2, right? And then after that, I'll cover another 2. Before this, I go by flow, but then I realize I'm jumping around too, and participants will go crazy. For example, the first flow is ideation, and then I'm jumping around from Claude, and then jump to Gemini, jump to everyone, like, what are you doing? You're so fast, right? So this time I decided to go by tool, but within each tool, we will go deeper by the process. I hope you get me, right? So then you don't have to switch. So we finish whatever we need to do in NobleM, then we move on to the next one, the next one, the next one. Okay, this goes by experience when you get feedback. All right, so let's start with a classic. I think classic now because everyone is using NobleM. So we're gonna go for NobleM for the first one. These are just some reading for you to do. Let me just go to you can click this one actually, NobleM. Okay, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are aware of NobleM, and some of you may have used it extensively. Maybe let's just check the room temperature for a while. How many of you here have not used NobleM? Have not? Maybe click the emoji sign and then do thumbs up. Thumbs up, yeah? Emoji sign. Oh, you have never used? Never used or used? My question, listen carefully. You have never used. Never. Oh, okay, quite some hand. Don't feel shy. All right. Okay, we have quite a number. So when that's the challenge when we do workshop like this, right? I remember there was one workshop on cloud. Was it last month? This is very funny because I was told by the organizer that the workshop is meant for intermediate and advanced. So I was focusing more on the advanced kind of tip and all that. So I did not prepare anything for the beginners. And then when I did the pre-workshop before I start the poll, more than 50% are beginning. They have never used Claude before. So I ended up spending a bit more time explaining the basics. So this time around, I don't want to make the same mistakes. So I'm going to go step by step. Those who are advanced, you can just skip any part that you think is already relevant to you, and then you wait for the aha moment. Okay? If there's no aha moment for this, then you wait for the next one. Hopefully, by the end of this workshop, you at least have 2 aha. Okay? Okay. Let's go to NobleM now. You don't have to follow the promo. I may not be using all this. This is just extra for you. But what we will be using now is the folder just now. The folder that I asked you to how to put it, the file just now, the folder just now, Open the folder, all right? And let's go here. Okay, let's go here. This one you don't have to copy yet. Let's go to Noble LM now. I'm opening my Noble LM. Make sure you have the files ready, and then I'll be going this one. Okay. So for those who have never seen Noble LM, let me just change my screen a bit because I can't see well. All right. So for those of you who have never seen Noble M, this is Noble M, but I think sometimes the interface will change a bit for the front page. They have a different arrangement, but generally this is Noble M. If you have never gone there, you can click on my module or just go to nobleim.google. All right, then you will see this. It always says try. So it doesn't mean that you have to pay. You have the free account. You can just log in using your personal account. If you're using your institutional account, just to be on the safe side, if you're using your institutional account, the difference is that you can't share. All right, you can't share. Meaning, if you how to put it, if you use your university email, for example, the notebook that you create, you can't share publicly. You can only share among the institution or those with the same email domain. Okay, just that's the only difference. The rest are the same. Of course, some features may also be different according to the plan that you subscribe. Okay, so if you have not signed up, just go to Noble LM and then just click try Noble LM. Just sign in using your Google accounts. All right, just sign in using your Google account, and then you will have yours should be blank. If you use personal accounts, if you use your personal account, you will see the top part here. If you use your institutional account, you don't see this because these are all public notebook created by Google, right? Created by Google. They share some information about the how to use Noble IM and all that, and then they also share some interesting notebook for you to use. So you only see that if you're using your personal account. If you're not using your personal account, you're using your the Lima, or you're using UMP email, or like my case, Unimas email and all that, you will not be able to see the top part. Okay, just remember that way. If you're using institutional account, you don't see the public stuff, the public content. Okay. So since you'll be using it for research or writing, then you don't have to share anyway. So you use it for yourself. So you can use both your institutional one and also your own, right? So how does it work? Now, the name Noble LM could be confusing to a lot of people, but the LM here stands for language model. The normal language model that we use, like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and all this, is based upon the training done on billions of data. That's called large language model. Data that we don't know where they came from. None of the companies actually disclose fully. You only know a portion. Like the early days of ChatGPT, they were trained on New York Times and Reddit. So you can see why the writing by ChatGPT is very journalistic. All M dashes and all this, because these are very popular in journalistic writing, not so much in academic writing. So that's why when you use all this journalistic style and then you put it in certain checker and all that, the AI trend is higher. So today I will also teach you how to reduce those kind of pattern, because we're talking about academic writing. Only recently, all these models are starting to be trained on open source or open access papers, academic papers. So you can see the evolution of the language now. If you're using the current version, if you compare to the years that, the version that you used years ago, there's a big difference, a big jump from the very journalistic style to slightly more formal or academic when you want it to be academic. All right, so just for you to know. So let's go to Noble LM because in Noble LM, you don't rely on the language data, the large language data trained by those companies. You are using your own data, your own files, right? That's why it's called notebook, your own notebook, and you create a language model based on that. So you have a very mini micro level kind of LM, language model, to do things, to do whatever you want. In this case, I think you have used it for to create slides, to create infographic, and so on, right? So this one, we'll be focusing more on research. So let's start off with a blank one. Okay, let's start off with a blank one. Create new notebook. Hopefully you have the folder that I gave you just now. Let me see, where's my folder? Give me a moment. So you don't close this yet. Just open the notebook like this, and then I'm finding my folder. I'm the one who lost my folder. Okay, it's here. Oop, and so, okay, what you do is you open the folder that I gave you. There's one subfolder called articles, right? Hopefully you can see it. There's another subfolder called articles, right? So what you need to do is, there are 9 articles inside there. You just drag them like this. Hopefully you can see, right? You drag them in. So I'm going to repeat this step. Just click the add sources here and then drag the 9 articles here. Or if you don't want to drag, you just click upload files, find the folder just now. That folder should have the articles, and then you add them in. Make sense? Right? So can you add them first so that we can move on? Hopefully. Right? Actually, you can use your own papers. I'm just trying to make things easy for everyone, because if I ask you to find articles now, you probably take time. So just drag my articles in, all 9 of them, right? 9. This is about critical thinking and AI, right? But you can see the title now. My title now is changed according to whatever is given first. So let's say I don't like this title. I'm going to just delete the title on top here. Can you see? Right? So now my title has been simplified to this one. So the title you can change on top here. You can't change it here. You change it on top here, and then this part will change. For those of you who prefer to use different language, let's say you're teaching Arabic or Bahasa Melayu and so on, what you can do is, even though your sources are from one language, you can just go to this setting here, go to output language, and change to the language that you prefer. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate. You don't have to follow this because you'll be using English, but just in case you are curious what happens, let's say if I use Melayu or Bahasa Melayu, kalau saya guna Bahasa Melayu, so if I refresh, right? If I refresh, the summary here will be in Malay or will be in Bahasa Melayu. See? The title won't change because the title is up to us. We are the one who control the title. So you can change the title on your own later on. Let's say I change my mind. I want to use English. So I just have to switch back to English and save. And then I just refresh. Whatever I do here will be, switched back to English. Right? Or subsequent chat that we have will be in English. So this is a very powerful way of translanguaging, because it allows you to do seamless checking, especially those who struggle to understand certain papers. Like sometimes we don't understand certain papers, so we can use it in the language that we are more comfortable in. It may not be 100% accurate, but good enough for us to understand the content, right? Okay, now for those of you who are first time using this, just to let you know, the Noble LM, if you want to use it for research writing and all that, use the web version, browser version. Don't download the app version. I'm sorry. You can download the app version, but the app version, you use it for other purposes. For research writing and all that, it's better to be on the bigger screen, like your laptop or your PC and so on. So use the web version, okay? Then you will be able to optimize the use. Clear? So on your left, you will see all these sources listed. All these sources are the articles that you upload. Now, the articles that you upload will be the source. So Noble LM will only refer to what you upload. It will not get out from this list. Get my point? So it will not be hallucinating so much. I say will not be hallucinating. That means the chances of it hallucinating is still there. How big? It's only about 1 to 2%. Not hallucinating the references, is actually hallucinating the outcome. Why? This is the limitation of the current AI model. Regardless of what AI models you use, even Fable 5, the latest one by Claude, is still a limitation when it comes to reading materials, lengthier one, and try to decide what is the best. So you don't want AI to be doing the decision making for you. So the best tip here is, Don't upload more than 30 per notebook. So what do? This is my standard practice. I encourage everyone to do this. You don't dump all papers, into one notebook for one purpose. A lot of people are doing this. So they will start a notebook. Let's say they'll start a notebook, and then they just call this journal paper 1. All right. And then they just dump all the references that they found on different topics, one paper on different topic, and then they just dump everything in, calling it as journal paper 1. Don't do this. We don't write here. We write somewhere else. We use Notebook.m as a form of checking the summaries and all that. Use it as a tool to save your references, to save your materials, and to also do a quick summary of your sources. Don't use it to write here. Some people are using it to write like report because the quality is not that good yet, right? So I will teach you how to write later on. If those of you who have never used it, those who are expert, they know what to do. So do it by topics. Remember, when we write our papers or when we do our research, there are multiple topics. Let's say if I want to do critical thinking in AI, I can do one on critical thinking. I can do one on AI development in Asia. I can do another one on critical thinking and AI. See my point? You split by topic and you don't disturb them, because at any time in point, when you need to write a paper related to those topics, you can reuse them again. See my point? Because if you do it by journal paper, whatever you put it here, when you want to use that one for another paper, you have to extract it out and then or upload it again to another journal paper to notebook. Okay, so don't do this. Do it by topics. So just to illustrate my example as well, you can see I have multiple here. So I have one on self-regulated learning, just on self-regulated learning. I have one on learning engagement and so on. So don't do this kind of pattern. All right, I'm going to delete this, the one that we just talked about. Okay, so just do it by topics. So now we have one, which is on critical thinking and AI. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to change it in English. Of course, on your right here, right, people are using it to create audio like podcast, slide deck, video overview, mind map, report, flashcard, quiz, infographic, and data table. For the purpose of research, we probably will not use any of this. Or I'll tell you why in a bit. We probably will use only the first one and then the second part. In fact, this part is the one that I think we should use more. All right. Now, the Notebook.m, the Google team, allows a little bit of tweaking for Gemini here. The center part here is using Gemini, but it's not the Gemini that we use in Gemini.com or Gemini.google.com. This one, it comes with Deep Think. Okay, it comes with Deep Think. So this one is tailor-made for research, actually. So what you get here is slightly more powerful than the Gemini that we have for research purposes. Okay, but of course we have to use it, in a manner where we can maximize it for research and writing later on. Okay, once you have all your paper in, right, there are a few things that we need to do now. Now we have to switch back to, let me see. Let me share this tab instead. If you go to my Notebook.m page here, the one that I have, you go to Notebook.m, right? If you scroll down here, you will see this. Configure chat for research optimization. Okay? Now copy this first. Can you copy that? You don't have to highlight everything, just click copy. All right, just click copy. We will be configuring our notebook now for research purposes. We are not going to use it for slide deck. We're not going to use it for infographic or whatnot. Those are for teaching and learning or whatever. We just want it to be research optimized. So you copy this, right? Copy this now. Just click this copy button, right? And we're going to go to notebook. Everyone is here. If I'm too fast, let me know, just in case. But I have to be fast anyway. After all, we have only 3 hours. Okay, anyhow. All right, so just copy this and go back to your Notebook.m just now. And you will see, after you uploaded your files, you will see this configure a notebook button. Are you able to see that? This one, this small one, not customized. This one. Can you see that? All right. Okay, click that one. And you have default, learning guide, custom. Default is the standard one that Noble M will use. Most of the time is very conversational. The language reply, the question and answer is very conversational. So learning guide is for those students who want to use this for learning. You can turn it into learning guide. So the middle one will change like a Socratic method. So you will ask question and then you answer. So it's like a helpful learner. I always encourage students to change this actually. If they're studying for exam, they can upload all the lecture notes and change it to lecture guide, learning guide. Then they can learn with Noble M on how to tackle some difficult questions if they are really using it for learning. But we're not going to use that. We're going to use custom. And you see, even Noble M was kind enough to tell you, if you click custom here, you can custom even, respond at a PhD level, blah, blah, blah. So you know that this part can be customized. Early days, you can only customize up to 500 characters. Now you have 10,000 characters. That's a lot for you to customize. So you can customize more if you want to. Now I'm going to customize this one only. So right click just now and paste or Control V. Okay. Copy from the Noble M page that I gave you just now, the link that I gave you just now. Just to recap a bit. Go to my module, go to Noble LM, and then scroll down, look for configure chat, copy this, and go to your Noble LM, click configure chat here, configure notebook. Sometimes you see, this is something sometimes, when you give feedback to Google in terms of UI, UX, you see here it says configure notebook, but when you click configure chat, anyhow. So custom, all right, click custom, and then right click, paste or Control V. All right, so just paste it in. Clear? Just save it. Click save. Whatever you configure for this notebook stays only for this notebook. So if you go to another notebook, that configuration is not there. So any notebook that you use for research writing or research optimization, whatever, put in this kind of configuration. If you are not using it for research, you can do whatever configuration you want. Some people configure it for like teaching materials, Sims developer, some even create for worksheets and all that. So you can configure that according to different persona or different roles. But in this case, I'm using it for, how to put it, the research purpose. If you read carefully what I have written here, of course you can change. This is just a sample. You can add on whatever you want here. If you read it carefully, it says respond as an expert academic research writing assistant. Use precise technical language and prioritize conceptual clarity, methodological rigor, and all this. So whatever you ask question here now, it will be following this kind of rule. And I also say use APA 7th edition author date citation beside each source supported claim, not only at the end of the paragraphs. Do not invent citation or overstate what the evidence support. So this is a way to tone down the overclaim. All right. My current ongoing research on hallucination shows that Noble LM has the lowest hallucination rate, but it's quite surprising because it's supposed to be source grounding. It still hallucinates, but 1 to 2%. So to put it simply, out of 10 testing, they hallucinated twice, right? And I'll tell you, the hallucination happens because I uploaded more than 50 files. When I reduce the file number here, right, to about 30 plus, hallucination is almost zero. In fact, zero, not almost, zero. No hallucination going on. How do we know? Because we will check the fact. For example, when I ask, what is the sample size for this paper? It should give me the exact number, right? 127, for example. But when it starts to say around 60 or more than 60, that's hallucination, all right? Meaning it's not giving you accurate information. So we did it a few rounds now. So hopefully I will share the findings soon. It will be very interesting to see how, all these LLM are behaving on certain thing. Then you can choose your response length. You can go for default, longer or shorter, depending on your preference. But don't go for shorter for our case, because writing, academic or thesis writing kind of output, you tend to need to be a bit longer. So you can go for longer if you want, or just go for default. Good enough. Default means it will decide for you, right? So just save. And what happened now is, let's test asking some questions. So if you let me go to our notebook here. Let's go here. Go for this one. Okay. Go for this gap finding literature review. Go back to this page again. This is a sample. You can ask different way. I'm just giving you a sample on what can you do. Let's say we have 9 papers now. We want Nobola M to go through all these 9 papers and tell me what is, something that I think we need to address together. So it says here, based on the uploaded sources, identify 3 questions that none of the authors, keyword, none, all right, directly address, but several gestures toward, meaning they have indicated in the limitation. They tell in the limitation that you should do it, but they haven't ever done that. For each gap, quote the closest passage. Now, if this AI is not hallucinating, it will tell you point blank. It will say, after it gone through 9 papers, they found, all things are addressed, and they will start to suggest things based on what they have read. But if they start to hallucinate, means it start to tell you this paper says so and all that, you have to verify. Okay, so let me copy this, and then we try copy this. Okay, and then go back to your Noble IM, paste it here. Okay, based on the uploaded sources, I have 9 here now. I can identify. So let's try this. Send. Okay, try. That's the challenge when we do all this kind of workshop online, because the internet speed. I'll try to cover the essential. Don't worry. Don't worry. You should be, every time you use AI, I always tell participants, every time you use AI is slower like this, you should be happy. If AI start to churn out immediately, they're not thinking, so they just churn out whatever comes into the database structure, the algorithm, so you just push it for you. Now you can, you can kind of have, a lengthier. All right, and then because we're asking this question, to what extent do you, so multiple researcher report and all this, and then you can see so it even gives you suggested study design. All right, a longitudinal. I think this is quite common, right? Most papers do not really do longitudinal, so of course they will suggest this, or do randomized control trial. Okay, so something for us to review based on this reading. Now, if you don't like this kind of if you don't like this kind of output, you can ask it, like, do it in a table format. This is what we meant by context engineering. So you push all the context in, all right? And when you configure everything nicely done, all you have to do is, starting from now, is just simple prompting, right? Let's say you realize just now the APA was not listed, or even though you have configured it, but because you give the context that you'll be using it, you can just prompt later on, please include the citation in APA format, for example, right? So now I have a table format, right? You can see APA is here now. Why? Because we have set the context straight up from the beginning. So we don't have to repeat all this thing every time now and then, because we understand that we need, all the, and when you click on this, it should go straight to the source, and you can verify immediately. Okay, go straight to the source file just now, and then you will see whether it's from the same author or not, and then you can view source, right? Where's the view source link? Oh, it's up, it's shown. Okay, then you can click this one as well. All these are from the paper that you uploaded, okay, or the sources that you uploaded, not just paper, but any sources. Make sense? All right. Now, let's say you want to move on now. Okay, I mean, move on. Basically, you don't want to waste your time on this, opening up this again. You just want to use this as your materials. So what you can do is, after we generate, we can save this to note. All right, this is, I think a lot of people have taught you this, but those of you who are new, this is one of the best way. You generate all the content here. Any part that you like, let's say you even like this, let's say you like this, you can just click save to note. Or if you like this table, you just click save to note. It will go to this section. Okay, see here? Now it appears as a note on your right. What happened now? We want to use it as a sole source. So I will just click on it, and then convert to source. Right? Now this particular node, which is this table just now, has become your source on your left. So we have to untick everything. We don't have to select all now. We just select this one. See my point? All right. We are just selecting only that source now. So we will be relying on this table alone to do what? To help us formulate a problem statement, for example. Let's say for research students who have no idea what to do. So you can just say, you don't have to say refer what source because you only select one source here based on this table node. Write a draft problem statement for a problem that I can work on. Okay, there are 3 ideas here, definitely. Right, there are some ideas here. So maybe you just want a more in a structured way of understanding the problem statement. So you just click this one, and then you will be able to get a draft only based on this one, not the whole thing anymore, because you have asked AI to kind of help you with the 9th. See my point? So the same thing with summaries. Once you have done your summary, you save that as a note, turn that summary into your source. You don't tick everything anymore, because if you tick this again, you're wasting your time, and the chances of hallucination will occur because too many things to decide. Your source here, you already summarized, for example, suddenly you ask it to refer back. So there will be a lot of cross-checking, and because of too many files, the chances of hallucination will be there. So since we already verify the table just now, we already verify all this, all good, right? So we convert this, we save it to node first, and then from the node, we turn it to our source, and we only pick that one to formulate our research problem. And you can see it only cites the one that we have up here. See my point? So this is one way to help you structure or maximize the use of NobleM for research. Okay, so you can see, clear? All right. Of course, don't copy blindly. We are just doing this as a way to help us to decide what is the best way to write and all that. Okay. All right. So that's one strategy. Of course, you can also use this to find other things. Like if you go to my page just now, you can see I have other examples here. You can also do like reading text synthesizer, and then if you have the time, you can download my whole free ebook here. There's so many things you can do with NobleM, but I'm just highlighting these 2 parts because once you know how to configure your notebook for research purposes and to do summaries like this and don't rely on all sources, I can see a lot of people wrongly use NobleM because they always select everything. So every time they want to do anything, they just select everything. You shouldn't do that. You only select the one that when you want to use it for, let's say you want all the summary. So you can just say summarize the sources, 1 paragraph each, for example. So it will summarize one by one. Supposed to be 9 paragraphs. You see my point about context prompting, right? When you do proper context prompting like this, but luckily NobleM is source grounding, you only need to give 1 line prompt. You don't even have to give a lengthier prompt because you have set the context right. This is what we call by context engineering. We try to make sure that the context is clear, then we start prompting. And our prompts are very straightforward. You don't even have to say like summarize in APA format, blah, blah, blah anymore because everything is already grounded here. Okay? All right, so just master at least these 2 strategies in terms of converting, to node, and then from the node to the source, and how do you maximize the source later on, and configure for the context. Good enough for NobleM to be working for you as a research companion. Okay, don't have to worry about other things. Now, if you have the time, if you are adventuring NobleM for other purposes, then you can just explore all this. Okay, clear? As you can see here, I have summary. So you have summary here, 1, 2, 3, and you can see all the APA are in. If you want to verify, just click the number. You can verify every single part of it from the source. You can actually go to the site. Now it's loading, right? But yeah, just to speed up the process a bit. So you should have 9 paragraphs now. Save to note. Save to note. And then it will, just don't tick everything here. And then this one, change to source, convert to source. And then use this one if you need to do anything like a report or whatever. All right. Or if you want to use this in the other LLM, let's say you have this in NobleM, you want to write in ChatGPT, you just have to export to doc. All right. And then you copy the document. All right, you copy the
Sorry, doctor.
document.
Doctor, sorry, doctor.
What?
I think we cannot see the screen
Oh,
that
really?
you are showing right now.
Is it there now?
Currently
Okay.
yes, but last at the you show the your notebook, your ebook.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to switch back. Okay, just to repeat. So I asked it to summarize. I asked it to summarize the sources for paragraph each, right? So because I have 9, so I have all the 9 paragraph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, 9, right? So I save to note, right? And it appears here. I can use it as a source. If I don't want to use it as a source, I can just click this one and export to document. And then the document will be like this. So you have all the summary here in doc. What happened is you upload this document to ChatGPT or Claude if you prefer using other tools, and then you can continue there. So at least your content is already filtered in NobleLM before you move them to other platform, and the chances of hallucination will drop because everything has been grounded in NobleLM first before you jump to other tools, whichever tool you like, right? If you're using Gemini, it's easier. But if you're using ChatGPT or using Claude, then you have to export it first and then import it into your things. So I have done this many times. In a way, like I summarize it first, and then I'll move it to Claude, for example, to expand or to do further analysis. There will be error, of course. You can see there are some errors here, right? The citation, because it cannot decide which one is the surname. That's one the common. That's why we have to come in as a human to to help edit. Okay. All right, so for NobleLM, I think these are the things that I want to highlight. The rest, I think, is quite explainable, and you have used it quite a lot. So for those beginners, the thing that you need to learn is how to maximize the configuration here so that it's research grounded, and then do whatever you want to do it here. Maximize this part because this is really, really powerful in terms of, how to put it, in terms of the capability, this part, the middle part. A lot of people don't really use the chat part. You should use the chat part more because this one is really grounded for research. It comes with a deep think ability, so you'll be able to churn out better analysis, better comparison. Then you move it somewhere else. Okay, if you don't want to write it in NobleLM. Okay, clear? I think we are gonna go for two, but let me just do a quick 2 minutes on Gemini because Gemini nothing much. How to move the node to the source bar? How to move the node to the source bar? Just convert to source. Okay, right. Click this one, convert to source. Can you see it? You have to use the desktop web browser version. Yeah, if you're using the app version, the phone one, it will be trickier to see. All right, so just convert to source. And once you convert to source, and then you don't select all anymore, just pick the one that you need to use. Let's say I'm picking this one because this is the summary just now, right? The summary, so I can do more. I can say, based on this summary, write the first section of my literature review, for example, if I want to draft, all right, only for the first section. So it will just write it here first, and then you move it elsewhere. Okay? Good? All good? All right. Before we stop for a 10-minute break, let me just go to Gemini because nothing much on Gemini. I just want to show one thing, but because the rest are all in my, how to put it, in my module. I want to spend more time for Claude later on, but maximize this NobleLM. Use NobleLM as your literature review hub. Whatever you need, you just put by topic. The key is do it by topic. Don't do it by type of writing. You know what I mean? Group it by topic. You understand what I mean later on. Okay, let's go to Gemini now because Gemini and Claude are from the same company, Google. So they are sharing the same architecture. So it will be architecture and also the linkage. All right. So let's go to Gemini. I want to show one major thing only. Then we can move. We can take a short break because Gemini, to be honest with you, when it comes to academic writing, we have to be more careful because the writing style is still very, very mechanistic, right? And so far we have no way to really personalize it yet, even though they have personalization, but it's not that powerful yet. Wait until they're going to release 3.5 soon, by the way, this one. We are using 3.1 Pro. They're going to release 3.5 Pro soon. So you can see what I mean now. Whatever I teach every week or whatever I share every week, things change very fast. So just bear in mind that things are going to change. But you just use it. Okay, what do I want to show in Gemini? When in Gemini now, those of you who have never used Gemini, if you're using the university one, university give you Education Pro, right? The limitation for Education Pro is you can't share out again. Whatever you did, whatever you have done in the Gemini. Also, there are certain features which are not there, so you can explore later on. I may not have time to tell you one by one, but just take a look at what are the things that you have in your personal account and the things that you don't have in your institutional account. Okay, clear? Okay, so just go to gemini.com. For those of you who just joined in my session, just go straight to my module, interactive module, airesearch.kiman.app. Just jump straight to Gemini. Now we're in Gemini. This one, okay, Gemini for research. And if you scroll down, of course, there are many things that you can use. I will not touch upon deep research because it's not really useful. I want to go for this one, the second part, linking with NobleIM. So what do we do here is, if we go to Gemini now, let's go to Gemini now. The most powerful thing that I think we should really, really maximize Gemini for research writing is to go to more upload, right? Click this one, click the plus signs, more upload, and notebook. Then you will see all the notebook that you have, all right? Is everyone here, all right? Is it that small? I thought it's already 150. This is 120, yeah. If you're using phone, then unfortunately I can't maximize it further. Okay, so I think it's large enough to see, right? So what we do is, okay, I repeat. All right. Why is it small then? Is it that small? Maybe because maybe if you're using Google Meet, then you can just click the enlarge button, full screen, right? You can just full screen.
Yes, excuse me, doctor.
Yeah.
The screen with your picture is bigger than the screen with the content.
Yeah, I mean, this is I can't control because it's not beyond my it's beyond my control. So
no problem.
Maybe you can just do full screen. You just click the full screen on my on the screen sharing, and then you just make it full screen, right?
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah. I can't control. I think the organizer maybe can remove me from the top, I guess. Okay, anyhow, let me go. Maybe I try to zoom in again, but when it's too zoom in, you can't see the file. Okay, click the plus sign, click the more notebook, and then you will be able to see notebook here, and then click notebook. Now, this is why I tell you, you go by topics. Let's say now I'm writing paper about critical thinking and AI with self-regulated learning, then I can pick 2. Get my point? And then I'm going to add 2 here. So I'm going to combine these 2 notebooks to write something. So let's say based on this 2 notebook, write a problem statement related, or maybe on, you give your topic, let's say the need for a study examining SLR and critical thinking, of critical thinking with the use of AI, for example. Okay, just ask it to draft. So because you're picking these 2 notebooks, it will not go beyond the 2 notebooks. So it will not be using sources outside. Okay, you will not be using sources outside. So this is the only thing that I think I want to share for Gemini, because the other things for research, even deep research, are not so meaningful. I've tested many times. If you use deep research for function here, this one, right? If you use the deep research tool here, it makes up. You have a lot from website, sometimes Wikipedia. So you have to do a lot of cleaning. So might as well you do all the cleaning earlier in your NobleLM, right? Clear everything. And then you come to Gemini to write. All right, so now the Gemini is here, and then you can even see where it comes from. All right, you see what I mean? Okay, these are all the things that I have. And then the best thing is all your chat just now, it can also be saved. All the files that you asked and all that. And then when I click upload notebook, it is not linked. Are you using the right email? You make sure you are signing to the same email, yeah? You have to sign into the same email you use for notebook and the same email you use for Gemini. Are you using the same one? Okay. If you're because it's supposed to be synchronized, right? Of course, it can only read the same thing. So the concept is like that. Okay. So that's why whatever you want to use for your writing, put it in the same notebook, and then you can do it. Okay. You can see the magic here already, because the moment I do this, it will be source grounding on these two things only. It will not be reading outside of these two things. All right. And because this is short, and you know that AI has a problem with writing long, so I don't encourage you to do a normal chat like this. What you need to do is click this one plus sign, go for more tools, change to canvas mode first. Change to canvas mode first. Go plus, go more, more tools and canvas. Not Canva, yeah. This is canvas, all right, canvas. Okay. What's the difference between canvas and the normal chat? Canvas allows you to write way longer, up to 2 million token. That is about, I think, maybe 7 or 8 dissertations already. So good, more than enough for us to write long text. If you write in the chat, you will see your paragraph all very short, right? So for canvas, you can expand it further. So what I like is, once you change to the canvas mode, click the plus sign, go to more upload again, go to notebook, pick the notebook that you have. Let's say now I'm going to mix up learner engagement and critical thinking. So I just add these two just to demonstrate. All right. So give it a bit of context. This notebook will be the introduction part of my thesis, for example. Maybe you can say for background study. Okay. Draft this first. Okay, I'm going to ask it to draft. Okay, just submit. Because it's a canvas mode, you will see the canvas mode on your laptop version will expand. All right, so wait for it to happen. Okay, wait for it to happen. It's working hard. We have to give Gemini more motivation. And not only human need motivation, AI need motivation as well. But I mean, you, like I said, you should be happy when AI is slower. Yeah, if it's too fast, then see, amazing. And you can see all the citation are all in APA drafted because you configure it well in notebook. Garbage in, garbage out. I always say garbage in, garbage out means if the quality of paper that you put in NobleM is poor, or you don't configure it well, whatever you do with Gemini is going to be useless. Garbage in, garbage out, because it depends on the quality of the sources that you put in. So before you even put all the junk into your notebook, filter first, look at all the papers, the good ones, and then you put it into your NobleM and structure it by topic, right? Structure it by topic, okay? You can use the flash mode. The flash one is already good enough for the thinking. If you are the pro one, you can go for the pro. The only difference is the limit. I mean, the main difference is the limit, because you use pro if you want to do calculation or synthesis. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of statistical interpretation. For writing, it's good enough for flash, right? For flash. This one, yeah. For those who are not aware, here we have Flash Pro and Flashlight. Don't go for Flashlight, go for Flash. Good enough for writing. 3.1 Pro is for math and statistical analysis. You don't waste your 3.1 because the limit is very low. So you will reach the limit very fast. So just go for 3.5. Now, the beauty of Canvas here is you can write together with AI. Like, for example, this is like the most hated line now in journal writing. Almost every journal paper has this, because AI's favorite style, the landscape, blah, 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 right? So just change. Just throw away now. Higher education, the global scene, or, at the global arena, blah, blah, blah. If you want to change, we don't want to use the landscape. Or what you can do is you can highlight and then ask Gemini, rewrite this to be more straightforward. Then Gemini will write only this part, will only modify this part. So this is the advantage of using the canvas mode. You are writing together with AI. You are not letting it controlling on all the writing style. This will reduce your whatever concern that you have with AI detector, which I personally don't believe in. To me, we don't even need AI detector because we are training AI to write like human. It's only right for it to sound like human. You get what I mean? And why are we accusing human or using, AI to write sound? Because it's the same thing, right? You ask AI to write like human, and when AI create, then you say, oh, human is using AI to write. It's ridiculous. So I am the one that I don't believe in AI detector, right? But I believe in detecting fabrication. That's yes. If you talk about language, because AI detector only detect language, it does not detect the source. If you ask AI detector to point out where you copy from, it will not tell you. It can't tell you. It will not tell you you copy from Gemini, you copy from ChatGPT. Those are ridiculous. Those are nonsense, right? From a technical machine learning point of view, we know it won't happen because you don't know where you get it from. Unless you are the one who copy the whole thing. Like, sometimes you copy the ChatGPT part and then it's ChatGPT. You know what I mean? Like, do you want me to expand this further? Then it gives an indicator that is from ChatGPT, right? Okay. But you can see how things have changed now. The sentence have changed, right? And you can even edit further. You can even write, right? You can even expand. So there's no issue about having the same structure, having the same style, consistent. You can edit it, on your own. So you can add more notebook now if you want. You can add another notebook. Now I want to add another notebook. I want to add another section. Add another section for this topic. Then you add, right? So if you have the canvas mode, you will continue and continue. But I'm not asking you to copy blindly. You can see what we are doing now. We are editing together. So once you have edited everything, you can just click share and download the thing, and then you refine it. Okay, all right. So that's the only thing I want to share with Gemini actually, because the rest are all for generating video, images. I don't think you need those.
Dr.
Right?
Chuah,
Yeah.
Dr. Chuah,
Yeah.
asking one question. If
Sure.
we do this, all these statement, problem statements, so on, then we
Yeah.
publish. Is it can detected as AI detection for the Turnitin? No,
What do you mean? I don't get it.
because
Sorry.
because we use Gemini to generate the problem statement, introduction, and so on.
Mhm.
Is it can be detected by Turnitin? AI
Of course, you don't copy everything. You have to edit.
Oh,
That's why I kept stressing the point that you have to edit. That's one. Number two, AI detector do not detect where you will not know where you get it from. Like I said, it only detect the sentence pattern. Okay, AI detector only detect AI sounding words, AI sounding pattern, and the style. It will never tell you like, okay, you copy from ChatGPT, you copy from Gemini. There's no there's no detector that can tell you that. So what you need to do is you just tweak around with the sentence, structure and all this. All right. So, but so far, if you
we need
yeah,
to
sorry,
we need to say we need to say we need to restructure all the text.
not all, not all.
Is
You
it
just
true?
restructure some pattern, not all. Even if you copy, if
Some
you
pattern.
want to try, what you can do is you can try copy one paragraph and all that, or maybe one whole part this, and then you let the detector scan. You will notice detector sometimes is randomly signing up only for certain sentences, not all. All right, and sometimes people copy the whole thing. I have done my test because this is also one of my hallucination project. So even if you copy the whole thing, right, sometimes editor will not detect. And the part that you write, AI detect as an AI. That's even worse. You write that part. Let's say I write spontaneously in that box itself, and then AI detect as AI. You see how bad is this AI detector? That's a whole paper about this. If you have the time, you just go online and find how unreliable all this AI detector. Which is why a lot of journal paper never ask for. If you go for any international papers, Q1, Q2, they never ask for AI detector. Only in Malaysia, I think we're so obsessed with this for thesis submission and all that. But luckily, like USM, no need for AI detector. They only check for plagiarism. Plagiarism is a different case. Yeah, plagiarism means you are using the published work and all that. If you are using AI detector report and all, that's a different case. It's talking about the writing style, right? So yeah, that's why I say I find it very ridiculous in a way because it's never accurate. Okay, it's never accurate. Okay, I think we need to have a quick break now because it's 10:30. So maybe we take a shorter break, maybe, Mr. Golam, because I have
Yes,
answered
please.
some
Yes,
questions.
please. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shua, for
Yeah.
such an impressive insightful and practical first session. So dear participants, we will now have a short break from 10:30 to 10:40.
Yeah.
Please rejoin on time so that we can continue with the next session very smoothly. So yes, break for 10 minutes.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone. Hello, Doctor. Hello, Dr. Chuah, please.
Yeah.
Is it all right if we start right now? I mean, at 10:35.
Sure. No problem. We can.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. We welcome you all back to the second session. I hope you had a refreshing short break. We will now proceed to session 2. May I again invite Dr. Chuah Keyman to continue the second session, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kolam. I apologize for the short break, but the good thing about webinar is you can take break anytime you like, right? But anyhow, if you miss any part of the session, for the first one, you can just hopefully the recording will be distributed, so you can still go through, or just go to the module that I gave you, so you can follow one by one. What I have done so far is to just highlight the most essential parts, because there's just too many to share, to be honest. I'm just sharing, I think, the most important thing that you must use or must learn at least. If you don't want to use it, it's fine. You treat it as like the must know part. The good to know part, I think you can explore in the module that I have. So there are other prompts that you can do, like how to find articles and all this. Now, I have not touched upon finding discovery articles and all this, because that is the main challenge that some of us are facing. And to be honest with you, when it comes to searching for articles and all that, I think if you want those, if you really want good quality one, maybe you can just use the database, right? Scopus and all that to find the papers. But of course, you can ask AI to help you find. The only problem is AI has no access to paywalls. All those copyrighted materials, sometimes they cannot crawl. So they will not be able to get the paper for you or suggest the paper for you. But one strategy is like this. Since we are still on Gemini a bit, the same strategy can be applied to across ChatGPT, across all this LLM, other LLM. One way is, let's say you have some statement here, maybe here, something like this. That's a statement or there's a claim here. You have to be careful. AI writing, one reason why AI writing is detected as AI is also because of the unsupported claims. Not just about copying, it's because some claims are not supported. So somehow it can be detected as so-called AI generated, the overclaiming part. So now if you check all these detector, right, they will detect firstly the typical language pattern, and then the consistency of the structure. We call this burstiness. In machine learning, we call it burstiness. AI has a low burstiness, means it follows certain pattern. If the first paragraph has 4 sentences, the second paragraph somehow will have 4 sentences. That's a sign of lack of burstiness. Burstiness means the variety. So if you want to be more humanized, you should have diverse structure. Maybe first paragraph only 2 lines, and the typical human style where we mix around. But of course, some human actually write like that anyway. So that's why I said AI detection is so ridiculous, because you train it to write like human, and then you accuse it human. So what you can do here is, let's say there's a claim here, a very strong claim, but it's unsupported, right? So what you can do here is find a citation to support this, provide full reference with DOI or URL. Sometimes you don't have DOI, so you can find the URL. So the same thing, the same strategy that I'm showing you now can also be used in ChatGPT. You can't use it in NobleIM because NobleIM will only follow the sources. See my point? Unless you want it to find from the sources, then can. So you just say, find a citation from the sources that you have in NobleIM to support whatever you want to support. Okay, get my point? So apart from just leaving it like that, you can ask AI to help you to find some citation or references to support. See, now it finds this one, but if it's too old, maybe you don't want to use it, this one, right? Then you can come in and edit. Maybe you don't want to use it because it's too old, even though this is the must-know book, right? And then you maybe refer to Freeman, but you have to check first. So if I scroll down, it should give me the link, so I can check the link and to verify. This one should be this one, right? Is it this one or wrong? Yeah, Freeman, correct. 2014. Okay, so check all this. Check the, wait, let me show you this one. Right, it's correct, right? Correct, all good, all good. And then you can read through a bit. Maybe you can even read through the abstract just to verify all the things are correct. Then you can use that one. See my point? All right, so you can ask it to find, and then it will give you this one because the prompt says so. The prompt says, give me full reference with URI and URL. Okay. All right, so that's the wrap for this one. Let's go to ChatGPT because it's the same, more or less the same thing. I will not bore you with the same strategy. I want you to understand that tools can come and go. Tomorrow, maybe ChatGPT no more. Don't cry. All right. At least you understand how to use the same strategy in other platform or other tools, right? Tools come and go. You never know. Anything can happen. Like Cloud can just pull out something and all that, and you can't use it anymore. So you need to know the strategy of using all these tools so that when a new tool come in, you can still apply more or less the same strategy because they are essentially the same in the way all these things work. So let's go to ChatGPT now. If you go to my module, I will not like go one by one as well. This module for ChatGPT. Now there's custom GPT here. Unfortunately, custom GPT is only for those who pay, who subscribe, right? Plus and Pro. If you're using free one, you are not able to create your own custom GPT. You can only use other people's GPT. And the one that I think a lot of people are using for GPT when it comes to academic writing and research is consensus. If you have consensus, I think it's fine. Even if you don't have to use it. I'll show you other things that you can use. So if you go to ChatGPT now, let's go to ChatGPT. Make sure you are using the right ChatGPT. It's 2026, 4 years after ChatGPT was launched in 2022. Some people are still confused because they go search on Google ChatGPT, and there's so many ChatGPT, so they don't know which one. So we are using the OpenAI one, the original one. Not some. There's a famous one, chatbot.ai. A lot of people subscribe to that. Then they ask me, how come I have to pay so much? Because they pay about 99 USD. So I say you're using the wrong one. Right? You're using the wrong one. There's a lot of fake ones. So go for the right one. Go for the right one. We are looking at ChatGPT now, and you can see the interface across all these big giant, especially, right? Cloud, ChatGemini, ChatGPT. That is essentially the same. Why? This is what I like about this industry or this ecosystem now. They try not to confuse users. They try to keep things similar so that when you go in, you will be able to use the same strategy or the same workflow. Right? Just now when you see Gemini, it is more or less the same, right? Also the plus sign, everything like this, and then the pen. So they try to maintain the UI UX now. Those days don't, right? Everyone is using their own style. Now they decided kind of like, okay, we better use more or less the same one so that the user will not be confused. So whether you use Gemini, whether you use ChatGPT, whether you use Claude, or whether you use Perplexity or any other platform, you will see they are following the similar UI UX. So I don't blame you, especially the newcomers who just started this venture on all these tools. You don't know which one you're using at times. Because if you don't pay attention to the logo, sometimes you get confused, right? But luckily, there's still some distinction. Okay, if you're using the free one, unfortunately, you don't get to choose the thinking model. You are largely using instant. Now, OpenAI promised that ChatGPT will be free forever. Free forever as in they will never ask you to pay, for at least the free tier will still be available. But they are very clever. So they give you the free tier, but they limit your usage, right? For example, if you're using free tier, you can only upload 3 files per day. Whenever you have to upload another, files, you have to wait 24 hours, things like that. Or they limit the number of prompts. Same thing with Claude and same thing with Gemini as well now. So they're limiting the usage. So for ChatGPT, you are using instant most of the time, but when you are asking for some complex prompt or whatever, it will switch to medium without you knowing, but it will never go to high or even intelligent. You are only using the instant and medium format. So that's why sometimes you'll be wondering why, when I prompt to do infographic or graph, any picture or photo or any prompt I get, if I use Medium, if I use it in my account for free one, instant one, I don't get the same, the same quality because of that. When you generate a photo, it's it's in the, how to put it, it's in the instant format. Okay, all right. So let's go to how to put it, ChatGPT now. Yeah, you don't have this because you're using free. I'm using Plus. Okay, I'm using Plus. You only see this if you pay. If you don't pay, then you don't see it. That's the plus point. And then you don't get to choose the model. Right now, everyone is using 5.5. One of the most powerful model. 5.6 is coming out soon next month. So 5.6 is said to be more powerful. All right, let's see. They always claim it's more powerful, just like iPhone. Every iPhone is more powerful than the other one. Okay, all right. So let's go to ChatGPT now. Go to Plus. Okay, now they changed the interface a bit. You can see here. I think maybe you don't have some of this because I'm adding it, but you will see the web search and all this. You see this, right? Now, before this, you also have a canvas mode, but now you will see this, write or edit, right? Write or edit. So ChatGPT has updated a bit. You also see Canvas before this, but they realized that Gemini was using Canvas, so they changed it to write or edit or write or code before this. And then they switched back to Canvas. Now they switched back to write or edit. But now, actually, you don't even have to click anything. The moment you ask it to write anything, it will turn into the Canvas mode. Okay, let's try now. So I'm going to use the one I downloaded from NotebookLM just now. So I will just go here, attach the file. I will find the one I forgot to download yet. Where's the doc just now? Let me download first. Give me a minute. The one I generated for NotebookLM, just in case those of you who are lost. Okay, let me show you for a while, very quickly. Because ChatGPT cannot link to NotebookLM, yeah, there's no connectors yet. Even though there are customized one, I don't want to cover this today because you'll go crazy with the API and everything, and then you'll cause a lot of confusion. So what we will do now is we're going to use the manual, kind of like not really manual, but like this. So we have whatever we have here, right, in NotebookLM. Let's say we want to use this, like I said just now, just add to save to note, right? Just save to note, and then wait for it to generate, and then click export to doc. Right, export to doc. Okay, and then you will see this, right? So don't worry about how messy it is. AI will know how to read it. So you just download this in document. Don't download in PDF for this one, because if you upload in PDF, you add another burden. For free user, try your best to have the original doc version if you can. But most journal are PDF, so it's fine. But this one, since we have a control, we upload in DOC, because it saves another layer of OCR. It doesn't, you don't need to process the pictures or whatever. So just download this one. Okay, I'm going to go back to ChatGPT now. Go click the plus sign, upload the one that you just downloaded just now. This one. Okay. Now the reason what we are doing now is we use NotebookLM as a base for our literature, compilation or whatever table you want to create, literature metrics and all this, you can also do so. NotebookLM, you can ask it to do literature metrics, yeah? Just prompt, do a literature metrics for findings, implication, whatever, it will do the role for you, right? So right now I have the one for NotebookLM now, but I'm using ChatGPT, so I'm going to ask it to draft the problem statement for my, let's say, manuscript now. On AI integration, okay, and then maybe keep to, let's say, 3 paragraphs. All right, so it will read this and then it will do this. The moment it detects it's a writing part, then you will see this thing come out. Can you see this? This canvas mode will come out, right? So don't copy. We are going to click edit. All right, click edit. Did you notice that when you ask it to write, okay, before that, just to prove a point just now, AI, this one is without customization. We have not gone to customization yet. If you pay attention to the structure, can you see the consistency here? When you go through, right, it looks the same, right? All right, there's some form of consistency here. So the burstiness is not there. Let me just type in the chat. You can Google up later on. Burstiness. Okay, burstiness. In AI, one of the component is burstiness. The variety is low because it's trying to follow the same algorithm structure. So let me show you. This one has no customization because I deleted the customization just to show you. See the pattern here? I have access, information, complete academic task, and engage. 3 things here. Can you recall when we write without AI? We don't really do this all the time. Probably we will split this into 2-3 sentences. And then look at the second one. Academic writing, feedback writing, idea addition. See all this thing, listing. And then there's another listing here. Let's go down. A digital thing. See here? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's consistent. Every sentence seems to follow the same style. Right? If you go down again, then you will see the same style being repeated. See my point now? If you put this into AI detector, highly likely it's 100% AI not because it's copied from ChatGPT. It's because of the way it's written. You get my point? All right? It's the language style, what we call as the AI sounding language, not because you copy. I know a lot of people are creating a lot of fears because they want to make money. I can see a lot of people doing this, even among students, they say, oh, your AI is so hard, you have to pay someone to reduce. So they go and pay someone. And that someone also use ChatGPT to reduce it for you. Use AI to reduce for you and then you pay them. So don't do that. You yourself has to be the intelligent user. Remember my point just now. Be the intelligent user. You are using AI to assist the process. Now the AI has done its job. Your job is to do further editing, to suit your style especially, all right? If you're using Claude, we can do better. That's why I want to focus more on Claude later on. But ChatGPT can also be customized. Let me just, here, if you click edit here, your job now is to edit all these kind of sentences. So let's say you don't do this. You can highlight, ask for changes, and then you can say split this into, let's say, 2 sentences, for example, one way. But of course, I don't really encourage you to waste your time to do this. You can see it has done here. Then you can click accept, right? Okay, so at least it sounds like not so typical. This sounds more like our style. All right, and even example, we don't really have to list 3 all the time. Sometimes we can list 2, sometimes we can list more. It doesn't have to be 3. But if ChatGPT give the example, normally it will be 3. It's always the pattern. If you read further, you will see this pattern all the time. So it's very mechanistic. See, guided by question, verify and refine. Why do we have to do this 3 things? You can just say one thing, one word. Get my point? See, AI literacy, algorithm bias, echo chamber, and then these are this. Okay, I mean, like very repetitive. Okay, all right. So this one is without customization. So how do you reduce this a bit? Maybe not all, because AI is still, after all, human based. We still learn from human. How do you reduce this a bit? Is to go back to this part of your account. All free account can do this. If you click on your profile photo, make sure you log in. Make sure you sign in. Yeah? If you don't sign in, you can't use this. Sign in. Go to personalization. Go to personalization. All right. If you don't change anything here, it will be default. So since we will be using this for writing, for academic writing, then we change it to professional. Don't use any of this. Some people love cynical. If you change to cynical, right, your ChatGPT will be very cynical. Whatever you ask, it will like, if you ask it, can you draft this paragraph for me? Why don't you do it yourself? Very cynical. Or, this thing is too easy for me. Things like that. So you can do that. But we are going to go for professional. Okay, change it to professional. And then the rest, warm. If you're not using ChatGPT a lot for marketing, creating copywriting materials for social media and all that, then you can change it to less. In fact, I prefer less. Or even enthusiastic, also less. Header and list also less. You know what is header and list? Header and list is the one that always give away. This one. The top part? If you don't change the last, right, it will say a lot of things like, hi Kiman, I see what you're trying to do here, and this is the thing that I read, or I know that you're going to do this. Okay, this is the output. The header thing. And then sometime at the bottom, you will see like, this is the draft for your problem statement. Do you want me to continue? That kind of thing. And Sometimes people copy the whole thing, forgot to delete the last part, and then in Malay we call it kantoi lah. Some journal paper has that, they forgot. That's why they have that. That's why they call it a header at least. So we try to remove that, right? Reduce it. So reduce that. Okay, reduce this. We don't need this. Emoji as well. We don't need a lot of emoji. And then the best thing is, if you want to really add emoji, you add yourself. Because most of the emoji that ChatGPT gives are sometimes not relevant. So in the end, you're wasting your token. Every emoji comes into your chat, you are taking up your limit. So don't use emoji. You add your emoji. You add the emoji yourself, right? If you need emoji. All right, so put less. Okay, the one that we will be trying to reduce is actually this one. I just copied this down for this part. All right, this one. Okay, this section, custom instruction. This one I randomly copied just now. I just copied in. But if you want to personalize it yourself, you can do it here. Right, like a person, blah blah blah. Or you can go to our module here, the interactive module here. If you scroll down, you can get this custom instruction here. Forgot to move it up. It should be up here. It's down here. 4. ChatGPT, section 4. Custom instruction. You can customize the writing style here. Okay, copy this. All right, and paste it in. Copy that and then paste it here. Okay. Get my point? All right, so you can, but this is just a sample, a guide. You can add in whatever you want, things that you don't want, you just elaborate further. So it will try to follow. Of all the 3 LLM, when it comes to custom instruction, Gemini is the worst. Second is ChatGPT. And then the good one is actually Claude. Claude listen better. So custom instruction is like this. When you ask it to write, right, it will try to follow the custom instruction, but it really depends on the server or whatever. When things are flowing from in and out, sometimes it does, miss out, meaning it never reads your custom instruction. So you still get something, like just now, the list of 3 and all that. You have to do your own editing, okay? But at least you buffer it, especially the spelling and all this. Like in my case, I always use, UK spelling. I don't use US, so I just put there British English. So I don't use US or whatever. Because one of the telltale sign of AI is the first one is US English, because they use a lot of US, right? So yeah, one way to just at least bypass one flagging is use British spelling, okay? All right, so of course you can diversify and all that, but sometimes they never follow. For those who are writing in BM or other languages, you can also set the standard. Like ChatGPT now is really good with the BM. You can just say gunakan bahasa Melayu Rasmi DBP, Gaya DBP. So it will follow for those who are using Malay, because the BM now is better. If you don't do this, then sometimes Indonesian words will come in, like gunakan bahasa Melayu Rasmi Gaya DBP. Okay? Can do this if you want. Just mention this, it will understand. So every time you ask in Malay, it will write in a bit more formal. But there will be some missing words where they cannot decide. Sometimes when you ask it to translate words that does not exist in Kamus Dewan or all this dictionary, it will just randomly pick some Indonesian words. So you have to change, all right? Or you have to verify. Clear? Okay, I hope this is clear. This is the writing part. So what I want to highlight in ChatGPT is, apart from this editing part just now, let me just cancel this. I don't want to say because they thought I have to change again. Okay, this one, all this thing you can do. Of course, when you click edit, right, it's the same function like Canva just now. So you can still add. You can use your own editing. If any sentences that you don't need, you just delete. Right, anything you can just edit. Once you're happy, ChatGPT makes it easier. You just click this down and then download Microsoft Word, right? So you can download it. Just now, Gemini, you just click the share, export to Google Docs, all right, for Gemini. For ChatGPT, very straightforward. You just click this download and then your, whatever you have asked it to write will be in the doc format, okay? All right. This one has no citation, right? Same thing, you can just prompt further, or you can even say add citation to the writing. Okay, I know why, because this one, when we upload just now, I don't think we have any citation in. I think this one. So it depends on what you upload as well. Yes. Okay, ada. Okay, these are the paper. Yeah, same paper just now. Okay, so you can add citation in. Because you have to verify, and then provide the references, verify the URI. So it will verify the URI as well. So if you say verify, every time you mention verify, it will go online. You can see here. It will search now. You can see the activity here. ChatGPT is working for you. It's checking all the sources to ensure that all the citation here has the right URI. So anything that is wrong, then it will start to flag. Right? It will tell you can't find. Okay, so you can actually view the thinking process here, the transparency of the thinking process. So you know whether they're looking at the right source. Okay, sometimes you see, go to some unknown site to verify your citation. That's one. But I want to highlight last one about ChatGPT before we go to cloud is the project one. Let's close this. Let me close this one. Or don't have to close because it's already here, this side. Can you see this? Click the icon and then you will see the bar here. Do you see projects? Oh yeah, I missed that one. The custom GPT one. Custom GPT right here. GPT. Okay, GPT. You can use two ways. You can go to the sidebar, go to more, and then go to GPT, and then you can search the GPT here. There are many here. If you just type academic writing, if you type academic writing, there's a whole list of GPT that you can try. But these are done by other people. So you maybe go for the publishers, the main publishers one. So sometimes you see all these are done by random people. So maybe not so suitable. So go for the popular one like Consensus if you want to. All right. So you can use it within your ChatGPT, but you need to have an account here. Yeah. You need to have an account in Consensus. Right, you have illicit down there as well, so you can just start chat here. Okay, but the quality within this is not so good. The quality within GPT is not so good. So where do we use this? We go to apps. Click apps, right? Click apps. There are Canva, very popular now, and then all this thing. But we're going to use the most popular one, which is Consensus again. All right. So you have here. You see, I added here. What's the difference? Just now is GPT. GPT is solely based on chatting, meaning the conversational instruction or prompting. But when you use app to connect, you can do more than just the basic chatting. You can ask it to search Consensus. So you just click Consensus, make sure you connect, right? You have to sign in both sides, right? Connect first, and then start chat. So what happened here is I can go to the new chat here. I don't have to go to start chat just now. I go to new chat. I can click on plus sign because I have the connectors here just now. Where is it? Let's say Consensus. Here. I just have to type the name Consensus. See here? So I'm pointing ChatGPT now. Okay, don't go elsewhere. Just go to Consensus. Find 10 articles about AI in education. All right. So see is CineLink Consensus. Then it will be searching Consensus. All the things from Consensus will be shown here. All right, so loading paper from Consensus. But mind you, all these papers are in Consensus, so you cannot just blindly copy the link, yeah, because the link is to Consensus. So you have to click. You see here the link. This is the part where sometimes students forget. You see at the back here, ChatGPT. All right. So if you copy this and then you submit your assignment or your dissertation, the AI detector will detect immediately because you tell him, not because you are writing AI. You tell him, this is what Malay call kantoi lah, yeah? So don't do this. All right. So be careful. So every time you see your DOI has to be DOI, purely DOI. So how do you get the DOI? Of course, you have to go to the source. All right. Go to the source. This is the source. All right. When you go to the source, this is the correct paper here. Here, this is the correct DOI. All right. Of course, you have to download the attachment or whatever. Now, Consensus has AI as well, so I don't really use this. But if you have any paper, you can just try download. Whether you get to download, yeah, you have the paper here. All right. So save quite a lot of time in searching because it will help you to find the best paper in Consensus. And you can see the sources are always good papers, not some predatory journals or some random paper you find online from different sources. So at least you know it comes from reliable source. So verify first. Clear? All right. And you can download the paper and keep it in your Noble LM. Keep it first. Consensus free account give you 10 papers every day. So if you have the time, you can do 10 papers every day. Put it in Noble LM, put it in Noble LM. By the time, by the end of the week, you have so many papers already. More than enough for you to complete your literature review and so on. You don't need 1,000 papers, right? Probably one topic about 10 or 20. If you have 20 topics, that would be roughly about 300, maybe max, I think. Yeah. So you can keep by topic. Then that's why I asked you to do by topics in Noble LM, because you can see the number of sources. At least you know the pool are nice, right? So unless you want to do systematic literature review or bibliometric, that's a different case. But we don't rely on this, right? Bibliometric and on this, we rely on the main database to download. Okay, so once we have that, let's say you have all the papers that you need, right? You can download all the papers, and see, it's kind enough to do. But you see, when you click the link, some people, some students just copy like that, right? All these links are go to consensus, and at the back there you see the ChatGPT stuff. So this is not the correct way, right? Even ChatGPT warns you, right? Consensus did not return your FU for 10 records, so you have to verify. ChatGPT tells you to verify, so verify lah. Okay, all right. So let's go to the project. I want to highlight the project. Okay, project. So if you like source grounding method like Noble LM, right? And you prefer everything to be here in your project. In ChatGPT, you don't want to move around. Unfortunately, you have to pay if you have to have more files, because the free account allow you to upload 5 files only, 5 files. So I think you still have to rely on Noble LM to do the summary or whatever. Then you can upload the summary here, right? Even though it allows upload 5 files, one file can contain many things, right? So if you do what I did just now, 1 notebook, 1 topic, 5 notebook, 5 topics, right? And within 5 topics, you have a summary of different articles, maybe 10, maybe 20. Then you upload them here. So even though the limited uploading is 5, you have a lot of papers inside. So ChatGPT can still refer to those summaries. Okay, if you go to the folder just now, the folder I gave you, inside that folder, there's a file called paper summaries. Let me show you. Can I show you? Let me see here. Inside that folder, right? Sorry, back. That's a thing called paper summaries. All right, paper summaries. So let's take that paper and go to ChatGPT project now. Start the new project. Go here, start project. Okay. If you can't see this, some people, they forgot to click this sidebar. They say, where? Because they only see 3 things. So you have to click this one, yeah? Open sidebar. Then you will see this. Find project, yeah? Project. Sometimes it goes down. So just click project and then click new. All right, name something. Let's say this one is your, this project is for your journal paper 1. This is project, journal paper 1. You want to write a journal paper now. Okay, journal paper. You can see the chat here. You can see the sources here. Same thing like Noble LM function. Same concept, source grounding, right? Source grounding. So the sources here, you can upload sources that you want to use for the paper. All the sources you need for the paper, you just upload it here, right? So as I mentioned, for free account, you can only upload up to 5 files, right? So since you have limited number of files for uploading for paper, then you do like what I did just now. If you go to my, let me open this one. I can't open. Okay, never mind. Can you, if you open the paper summary, where is this paper summary here? Okay, I have to share a different screen. Wait, let me share a different screen very quickly. This one. Okay, you can see the paper summaries, right? Okay, so this is the paper summary. Okay, what happened here is the paper summary is, technically speaking, the how to put it? Oh, are you able to see? I'm scrolling, but it's not scrolling on your screen. Let me see. Interesting. Is it moving? Okay, now it's moving. Okay, it's a bit slow. Okay, now it's showing. Yeah. So all this summary actually is taken from Noble IM. I asked it to summarize and all that. So you can treat this as one file, but your one file actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, the 9 paper just now. The summary of 9 papers just now, because you already get the essence. You can ask Noble IM to say, I only want the methodology, I only want the findings, I only want. So you ask Noble IM to highlight only the things you need, right? So you put in one file, even though it's one file, but you have 9 papers. So you can do the same. One file can have multiple papers. So just do the summary from Noble IM, right? Copy to doc, and then upload this to chat to project just now, right? So I'm gonna upload this. So let me go back to ChatGPT. ChatGPT, where are you here? Okay, ChatGPT. Right. So I am going to upload this paper, the summary here. So upload. You can see upload. And then just choose the file just now, the one I shared with you, the one for paper summaries. Okay. All right, paper summaries. Okay, what you can do now is, that is the source. You can add more things if you want, other articles or whatever. Let's say I add another one just to show you. So you can just add. I'm using Plus. Plus only has up to 20 files. If you go for Pro, you can go for 50 files. So probably you don't need that many. So you just summarize everything here. Use Noble IM to be the intelligent summarizer for you, because it's grounded by the sources. Once you compile everything, all right, and then you go to the chat part. You don't even have to say much. You just say rough the introduction part to show the current context of AI and critical thinking, for example, whatever you want to write. If you have research question, research objective, that will be better, right? Let's say if you don't want to keep on repeating your research question, right? What you can do, go to sources here, go to add sources. You can upload your research question or just type it here. Research question, okay? RQ1, to examine the relationship between AI and critical thinking, between AI usage, for example, and then RQ2. If you just copy and paste here, right? Then save. Okay, so you have your research question here as well. But I think this one is a bit wasteful. You might as well just compile, your research question, whatever, and upload it here as one file. Don't waste. Never mind. It's research question, yeah. Okay, go to chat and then send prompt. Then you will do it here. All right, and it will do it here. So you don't have to worry about the source, because everything has been grounded. This is what we call as context prompting again. Context engineering again. We try to contextualize everything, and then we prompt, and then you will, start writing. Okay. But of course, these are all based on this and this. Not really a good example, because this is just for demo. But you can also enhance this. You can just say rewrite by including proper citation. Okay. If you have customized your instruction just now, saying that every time you ask for citation, use APA, then it will automatically use APA, right? If you never mention APA, then you have to tell it it's APA. Okay. All right. You can see all these things coming out now. So first thing you need to check is the consistency of the pattern, so you can edit together. Secondly, look for all these things. You see the whole paragraph here. Where is it just now? The whole paragraph here has only one citation and only one line. So what happened to this? This feels like an overclaim or unsupported claim. Then you have to find citation to back it up. Okay, that is another sign of AI generated stuff. Very confident without citation. So you have to add citation in. You see here, sometimes you go whole thing and then only one. So you have to check back whether there's any citation to back it up. Okay, all right. But at least you have your first draft ready. I think, I shared yesterday as well. One of the biggest challenge when it comes to writing, anything, right, research writing, not just research writing, actually, anything, right? You want to write a book, you want to write a novel, or even a poem, or whatever, the biggest challenge is always to start, right? The inspiration to start, right? Now the AI is in front of you, you can use AI to have some, to give you some inspiration what to start. And then you can consistently continue what to add on, and all that. Okay, so I help you to keep the first gear, and then you follow up. Okay, all right. That is the project part. So make use of the project component here. If you are someone who you don't want to invest in other tools, you just want to stick to ChatGPT, I think good enough. If you already pay for ChatGPT, then make use of this project setting. All right. So you can see I have one yesterday. I also do review, but I have to teach it how to write review. All right. So with the citation and everything. So this I upload the papers. This one, if you see the source, I upload the papers. So if you upload the papers, it will do the referencing directly for you. Okay, all right. So make use of all these kind of tool to help you speed up the process a bit. But I think the speed is not an issue. I always believe the quality is better because you know where to look for and what to look for. Sorry, and also how to justify your writing better. How to support your writing better. The AI always overclaim, so you're always being warned that okay, please check, so that every part I put in is supported, or at least I'm showing that I am not relying on AI to do it for me. I'm showing that I understand what I'm putting in. Okay, the challenge is always the paper that we put in, for example, like all these papers, like all this citation we put in, you can't just let AI do it for you alone because you never know, you'll be asked, right? You put all this paper and then suddenly in your proposal defense, or maybe those who are, doing Viva soon or whatever, you'll be asked sometimes, right? They'll ask you like, maybe not all the time, but they'll probably ask you like, this study seems to be based on Malaysia. Can you tell me more about this? And then turns out the data was wrong, right? The AI fabricated. The paper was in Malaysia, but it was never about AI, for example. But ChatGPT helped you summarize that it was about AI. So you have to be careful. Still, at least go through the paper. You can't just rely on AI to do everything for you. You still have to go through, but at least AI helped you to summarize and all that. Okay? Yes, it's the same concept, grounding concept. Okay, same grounding concept. So project is like Nobel M, and another one later on we will go for how to put it, Claude. Claude also has a project and also co-work, similar concept, grounded on sources, so you don't have to worry about hallucination so much. I am not saying 100% hallucination is still there, but at least the sources part is okay. Hallucination comes from the, mentioning something that is not in the paper. That is most, more the secondary concern of the hallucination part. The first concern of hallucination is fabricated references. That's one. Okay, that one I think can be cleared because everything is here. So you know that they are not fabricating the reference. The paper exists, right? The paper exists, authors exist, everything done. So you clear the first part. If you clear the first part, you are safer because most journal will outright reject because they have their own AI filtering, by the way. Most journal now, they will filter all these fake references and everything first. If they detect a lot, then they flag your paper. The second that they will check is whether your citation, whatever you kind of cited, is actually in the paper. Because sometimes AI can cheat. The paper exists, the paper is doing on a certain topic, but the claim may not be there. So you still have to check. So another strategy is to use this verification prompt, right? I also have it in my module. You can just go there. Stress test, we call it. Test it. Are you sure, let's say, just now, what's the name just now? Let's say we go here. You can challenge it. For example, I'm going to do it now. Let's say I'm going to use Word. Are you sure Ward said so? Give me the extract or excerpt in the paper. This is to check or to stress test, we call it. That's why when you do this a lot, right, you will realize eventually your writing become better and better. Not because of AI, because AI is doing all this. And when you write more papers later on, you will be careful and you will know I shouldn't do this because I know that I need to back it up with a proper source. Yeah, see? What did say so? Where? Here. So you go there and verify. Okay, this is source grounding part where I think it's better because you can check, even it give you page number. You just go there whether page number exists. If this one is made up, then you know it's cheating. Okay, but you can we call this stress test, yeah. Okay, test the verification. The one that you have read is clear, it's fine. Don't waste your prompt for this. Go for something that you are, when you read, right, you are suspicious. I don't think the paper says so. So you challenge, right? You challenge it. Okay, all right. So I think I'm done for ChatGPT. I'll move on to Claude first. If you have any question about ChatGPT or Claude, you can ask me together. Okay, okay. Because I think you understand the workflow now. You can see how things are working. I'll be repeating more or less the same step, the same workflow, but with a different platform, with a different tool. Okay. Let's go to my module. If you go to the go to the Claude part. Claude is interesting because other LLM is trying to copy. Gemini has copied it for Gemini Sparks. We don't get it yet. Only the Ultra account has got it. If you are pro user or whatever, you have to wait for a while. The Gemini Sparks is the same concept where you can do this more. All right, you can train Gemini to write better. For ChatGPT is under ChatGPT agent coming soon as well. But you can make use of project because the project is quite nice because it's source grounding. So let's go to Claude. If you have never used Claude before, I don't think you can register now. You can try register, but it will take, sometimes it asks you for phone verification and so on. And then it will take a bit of time. So maybe you can register later if you don't have an account. Those of you who have account, you can sign in immediately. Let me just show you. Claude is here, this link. That is done, Claude. Okay, right, sign in and share this tab. This is the web version. This is the web version, and you can see I am a subscriber, so I get to choose. If you are not subscribing to Claude, you will be able to see only sonnet and haiku. Same concept just now. If you are writing academic stuff or anything, good enough to use sonnet. You don't need opus, right? Don't use haiku. Haiku is for plain language and plain response and very fast. It doesn't refer to any sources. Always stick sonnets. Okay? Claude has this fancy way of naming its model. It names by genres of literature text. It starts with haiku because haiku is short and sweet. And then it's slightly longer, sonnet. When you compile opus, opus is like a great work. And then they have fable, all right, which is disabled at the moment. You can see the length of the literature is higher and higher from haiku to now fable, and soon it'll be better. Okay, so the effort one by default is whatever model you choose, the effort by default is low. Right? I don't know about free account. I think free account you can't choose, but if you can choose, go to at least medium. You don't need high, but don't go for low. Then your output will be not nice. Okay, this is for Claude. But my advice to you when it comes to Claude, if you want to really maximize the usage, please download the desktop version. This one. Click this one, download. Later, not now, because the downloading will take time. If you want to install everything, it will take some time. Go for this one, the desktop one. Okay? If you are using Windows, it will auto-detect Windows. If you're using Mac, it will auto-detect Mac OS. And if you're using Linux and all this, it will also detect. So now it's Windows because this one is Windows, right? I also have it on Mac. So this one is better because you can use more file, one thing, and your files can be, you don't have to upload it. You don't have to waste your time uploading your file. Okay, so just download this later. But I'm going to show you first. If you want to try now on the web version, it's fine. Okay, if you want to try on the web version, it's the same concept, right? It's just that the interface may be a bit different. So maybe I show you the main part first. In our module here, I immediately start with Claude skill. This is the beauty of Claude, right? If you pay for Claude, this is the added advantage that I think you should be happily paying because it's really, 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 really wonderful. You train Claude to do certain skills that you want it to follow, and it follows, right? So let's go to Claude now. Okay, before that, just to give you this an idea, you can see my sample here. I trained Claude to, I don't know whether you can zoom in. Can you, let me zoom in? Yes, zoom in. It's a bit small though, all right? Still very small. So I can train it to write like my style. You can see here. I can train it to have a reviewer to review my paper. I train it to do systematic literature review following the Prisma method. I have a DPP version to write in Malay. Then I have front-end design to help me with some designing. I can have APA referencing. These are all mine, yeah. I mean, I created it, APA referencing, DPA translator, and all this. This one is by Claude. This one is also by Claude, and blah, blah, blah. I have another one here, thematic analysis for Claude, but I disable it because I'm not using it, okay? Now, you can also create your own. That's the beauty of this. Anyone just can create your skill to train Claude. You personalize Claude up to the level like you are training a kid, like, you know, training someone. Look, I'm gonna do this a lot, so I'm gonna train you first. So after this, you're gonna help me. It's like training an RA, right? You train RA, like you this is your style, and then you want it to do it. So if you scroll down here, there are some sample where you can do, right? I have a few here. Academic writing style. You can just copy this later. Okay, it's a bit too big, right? And then I also have paper formatting if you want it to follow a certain paper, or you can want to do literature review. Or if you don't want to, if you don't want to build your own, you can also download. This is mine. So you can see, for example, APA referencing. You can just go to this page. This is APA referencing skill. Go to any Claude skill sharing. Like in my case, I share it here. All you have to do is click the skill MD and then download. Click this download sign, download. Okay, download that skill MD, right? Download it. It will be always skill.md, same thing. Whatever skill you download, you don't have to rename it. It will be able to understand. Just skill MD, download it. All right, download this. Okay. You can do it later lah, because probably if you install, you'll be taking some time. Then you go to your Claude, right? Claude here, right? Go to customize. You will see skills here. Okay, skill here, right? Skills here, right? Go to skills here. Go to skills, and then you go to plus sign. And then you go to create skill and then upload that skill just now. Get my point? So I'm going to upload this. Well, I don't have to. Oh, I cannot upload because I already have it. Okay. So you get my point. Upload the file that you downloaded just now, the skill MD. This one, if you want to upload other people's skill. If you think you want to, create your own skill, which I encourage you to do it because, for example, right, the writing style. Only you know your style. This is my style, right? So I have a whole list of things that I want to write, things that I want it to do, right? How do you create all this? So just go to plus sign, create skill, create with Claude. Okay, create with Claude. Now before you even create, sorry, I skipped one step. Before you even create your skill, make sure you go to your list of skill here. Check whether you have this. Skill creator. If you don't have the skill creator, skill, you go to the plus sign, go to browse skills, and then find skill creator, and then click the plus sign because I already installed, so there's no plus sign here. Click the plus sign. Okay, make sure the skill creator is added here. I repeat, go to plus sign, go to browse skills, and then look for skill creator, or you can just type here skill creator. Sorry, you have to have the dash. Okay, and then install this. All right, once installed, it will be here. Okay, after you have this, then only you can create your skill better. I'm gonna go back now to the front part. Let's create a skill together. So just say here, create a writing style skill for my voice. Okay, my voice means your way of writing. This is what I normally do when writing. So you can just shift enter if you want to, and then you just list. Number one, I don't like to use actually. All right. So you can do that. I always write in a variety of sentences. Normally, my first sentence is shorter. All right. I always give examples using, for example, for instance, blah, blah, blah. So you can go on and on just to describe your human style, right? Your own style that typically represent you. Or you can also upload your sample. Make sure it's your writing, yeah, not something that you have generated before. Then it won't work. You have to write out your own writing, ask it to imitate or to identify features. So if you upload your own sample, let's say I upload my sample, I can also refer to the attached file to replicate or copy my style. Okay, if you want to. So once you do this, let's say if I click submit, Claude will ask you some question. If it doesn't understand, it will ask you some question, blah, blah, blah. And then it will start to do your skill. Once the skill is ready, you just save your skill and your skill should appear on your list. See here? In the meantime, here's what I have gathered for your note. No, actually, and then because I say here, I say attach, but I didn't attach. All right. So, all right. So if you agree to this, let's say I want to continue because we're gonna take up some time. So I'm gonna say, that's it. Create the skill. Okay. Then you can go on and train it if you want to, and then create the skill. Okay. Once the skill is created, you can just save it and it will appear in your list of skill. So once you enable it in your skill, it will follow every single time. You don't have to prompt it again. All right. Okay. Maybe I demonstrate a bit. While it's working on this, I can multitask. I can just say write 2-3 paragraphs about AI in education. So, but normally Sonnet Medium will do, but let's try Sonnet. It should work quite well. See, it's reading my style. See here, it's reading my style. It's not randomly created, and you can see the style is different now. Okay, as compared to whatever skill I have. Of course, now I'm messing up my skill because of the prompting just now. But not 100% all the time, yeah. One thing to tell you, it really depends on the server condition and all that. But normally, in my case, it feels okay. I still have to do a bit of editing, but I can reduce the amount of time to edit, because it follows, whatever I want it to follow, right? Okay. So create your own skill. You can create any other skill you want. If you have other things to write, like you have certain, paper to follow and all that, you can also ask it to follow, right? Okay, that is one. So you see the skill just now. Once it's done, you just click Save Skill, okay? And then it will go to your Customize here. And then if you go to Skill, you'll be able to find it. Okay, that's number one. Called skill. If you have questions later on, you can ask me. But if you think it's a bit too fast for this part, you can rewatch the recording or just try out the editing on your own. Okay, in the module itself, I actually teach you step by step. Actually, not step by step. I explain to you how to do it, so you can try. Another one is connectors. I think Claude has expanded a lot for research because that's their priority, right? So if you are talking about academic writing and all that, Claude is the only one that I recommend you to subscribe. If you want something else, you want to generate photos, you want to generate infographic and all that, Claude cannot do it for you directly. So Claude is really, really meant for writing and professional, product output, like doing proposal for project and not just your research. It's really, really good at that part. But if you're talking about generating visual and design, then no. Right? So visual, maybe at the moment, ChatGPT is still doing a better job than Gemini. But if you don't really need generate a lot, then this one, you see? I subscribe to the max plan for this one because I use it a lot, not only for writing, but also for coding. because I code a lot. So having Claude as my assistant helps me save a lot of time. Because in coding, right, there's a certain part where it's repetitive. So if you do it manually, a lot of time you have to spend some time just to do some basic. So when you have Claude Code, for example, because it's together, it saves time. Then you can just focus on the essential part of your coding. All right. So yeah. Now writing part. Once it's done, the second one is important here is connectors. Claude has a very nice connectors now, and I really love it. So if you go to connectors, you have consensus, which is very popular, but Wiley has come up with a nice thing called Scholar Gateway. The wonderful thing is you can cite all these top journal without paying a single cent. You see here? Scholar Gateway enables Claude to generate responses grounded in peer-reviewed sources with verified citation and DOI links. The Scholar Gateway connector searches current literature from Wiley journal, and research databases to deliver evidence-based answers. So the chances of getting fabricated references is very, very low. And then you are citing quality stuff. You are not citing some random papers. Okay, let me show you. Once you go to the connectors, if you don't have it here, let's say, go to this list, plus, right? Go to plus, go to browse connectors. You just search for Scholar Gateway. All right, this one. Somebody created Scholar Sidekick, but I have not tried it out, but it claims to be better. But I don't like the pre-print database like RVix and all this, right? So Scholar Gateway is still the thing. So you just click the plus sign like this. Usually it will ask you to do something, so you can follow. This one I have installed, so I don't see the plus sign. You can also add consensus. If you're a heavy user of consensus, you can. But you already have this, you don't need consensus actually. But no problem, you can just add. You can even add Canva, all this thing if you want to link, yeah. Connectors means you're connecting Claude with all these apps, right? Whatever it is. Let's say if I connect to Notion, those of you who know Notion, I can prompt in Claude to create a Notion page for me. I don't even have to go to Notion. So because I already connected with Notion, I can just say, create a page in Notion about this. So it creates for me. Right? If I go to Gmail, I will ask it to go to my Gmail, check the latest information about blah, blah, blah. So you're connecting it, right? So depending on how comfortable you are with this, because some people feel not so comfortable sharing some file like Google Drive, whatever, then don't share. If you think you don't want to share, then don't share, right? So just share some important things like Scholar Gateway just now. This is a must. I'll show you, right? Why? You go here, you go to the chat just now, right? All you have to do, whatever connectors you have, it will appear under connectors in the plus sign here, and you will see all these connectors. Anything that you need during that chat session, during this session, anything that you need, you just enable it. Things that you don't need, you can disable, right? Or you can enable all, wherever you want, but if you want to specifically use that one, you just use slash, and let's say writing style. Where was it? Because I want to use writing style, and then I just say Scholar Gateway. You just mention the name. All right. Find 3 articles. I don't even have to prompt long. I just say find 3 articles about AI in education. Okay. So it will go to Scholar Gateway, but use my writing style to come up with the, output. So I can control the output I want. I don't have to waste time prompting again. This saves a lot of prompting time. Okay. But Claude, the reason why you have to subscribe is because the limit. Because Claude is so powerful, it takes up the limit quite fast. So sometimes you have to be patient. The 5-hour window. So if you use the free account, you cannot really enjoy Claude functionality. It's better for you to subscribe, at least the pro version. Okay. All right. You see here, I have this. Amazing, right? See here? You can click this one. I go to Wiley. I'm not going to some random paper. I'm going to Wiley and all this. Sometimes, all these papers that you never ever found on Scholar. Sometimes Google Scholar miss out some crawling, maybe because of paywall. All right. And what happened is, if you go to Claude just now, it can even tell you whether it's, kind of summarize it directly for you. See here? Like you can get a very reliable assistant that tells you, look, if you're going to do this topic, please make sure you cite this three, for example, right? And you can even challenge it, right? Why do I have to include this in my paper? For example, it can give you reason, and then that reason helps you to think, okay, now I know why my paper is rejected. I did not include good papers that cover this area, right? See here, but because I don't have the context yet, right? Yeah, you don't have to include any of them if you don't serve your government. But let's say I give you the context. Let's say I'm writing a paper for what was it just now? The topic is about AI, right? Let's say on AI in education for primary schools teachers. Teachers in Malaysia. Okay, so you have to give a bit context. So I jumped the gun just now. By right, we should do it as in project. But my point is, you can prompt like this. You can prompt challenge Claude. Claude is very, very nice when it comes to responding to your arguments. It tries to give you both sides. Like when it's unsure, it will tell you unsure, right? And things like that. Okay. And then this is one way to do connectors. So you have the skill just now. You have the connectors. In case you miss it, you can go to my module. Yeah, I actually have all those. You have the skill. You have the connectors. And the one that I want to show you is actually on the desktop version, the project. I want to show you in desktop version. So now I'm going to switch screen a bit. So if you pay, if you subscribe, you get the desktop version in terms of the co-work one. So I'm going to show you now, because I think when you pay, this is your advantage, because some people don't get this. Other people don't get this. You only you get it because you pay. This one. Okay. This is a desktop version. It looks kind of the same. The only difference is because you have this thing called co-work. See the co-work here? Co-work here is like the co-worker that exists in your PC but never leaves your PC. Your files never leaves your PC, right? So I can have all the paper here. Let me just see the paper just now. I have all my papers here, right, in the folder. I don't have to upload anything here. All I have to do is work in a different folder, choose a different folder. I go to that folder and then select folder. Okay, I'm selecting the same folder as here. This file never leave my PC or laptop, right? So I show now. What I have to do now is, based on the files or papers in this folder, all right, draft one. I want to do one paragraph because we don't have enough time, just to save time, or else it'll take forever. One paragraph, draft one paragraph of maybe some summary. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to change. Sorry. Again, jump the gun. Down here. Because I'm using the Opus one, I should change the Sonnet just to show you the difference between the thing. So what happened is, you see, I don't even have to upload anything. I only point the file to my folder, because this is the desktop version. I have the co-work feature. A lot of people are doing this. A lot of people are using this for daily routine, because you can ask it to rename file, you can ask it to sort number, you can even ask it to transfer from one file to another file. Like lecturers, they can ask it to key in marks for you in terms of the template, extract from the thing, and then extract the marks accordingly. Of course, you have to check, but all this thing is possible because of the co-work feature. Okay. Even if you pay for the lower tier, like the 20 USD one for the pro account, you get access to this as well. So they don't limit it to like the max user or whatever. Okay, so now it's trying to read all this, and any skill which is relevant, it will how to put it? It will load it and then do it for you. All right. Okay. See here, writing style, because you detect that I'm writing academic, so you will get the skill context here. And then if I click the folder here, I can see all the articles here. See, the folder is actually in my desk. It never leaves the folder. So if you're concerned about data set, like I have one folder inside the data set and everything, you don't want to upload your data set and everything, you use Claude Co-work because the file is in your desktop, on your desktop. Okay, all right. So that's one way to really detect it. Wait, let it load for a while. while waiting for this to load, maybe I'll show you, where was it? Yeah, oh, not this one. I was demonstrating. Was it this one? Yeah, review paper, but yeah, I deleted, I guess. Okay, this is one thing about Claude that you have to be mindful. It really works. This one, I accidentally picked this one. If you use the Opus one, because it's for complex tasks, sometimes it, overthink. So you should change it to Sonnet when it's about writing, right? So Opus is more on coding, analytical stuff and all that. You go for Opus. But if you're using for writing, Sonnet will do. You can see why it's taking longer than usual because I choose the wrong model. You know what I mean? Like overthinker. So it's supposed to just give me the one paragraph, but then now it's giving me maybe more complex tasks now. Okay, but once you disturb him, disturb Claude, all right, then it will, how to put it, it will have to start again. Everything has to start again. Okay, now it's writing. Okay, well, this is done. Maybe another thing is, so you can see here, drafted, and then this is the summary. How does it done? Everything is from the folder, and then because you already train it to write in certain way, it will ask you question which is very relevant, like this. Want me to add a matching APA? All right, then you can say yes. Then it will do it for you. So you put all the thing in. So this.
Okay, thank you very much,
Yeah.
Professor Dr. Chuah,
Sure.
for your excellent discussion, impressive interaction, and valuable guidance.
Yep.
We will now move to the Q&A session. Dear participants, you may now,
Okay.
You may now ask your question, or you may write in the chat box, or even you may raise your hands to speak. Thank you very much.
So while waiting for question, maybe I just wrap it up. This is basically a project. It's the same concept project, yeah. It's the same concept, just like the ChatGPT project just now. It's just that this one sits on your PC. Okay, same concept. If you go for chat, you still have project, but this one you have to upload, all the files. You see here, same concept, right? Let's say I just put here like journal paper. Journal paper 1. If I create project, okay, same concept, yeah. You just upload the file here. See here, you have to upload everything. But I don't recommend this for Claude. If you pay for Claude because you have access to the desktop version, go for the co-work. Okay, go for the co-work because whenever you start any project, the files never leave you, right? The files never leave you. So you can see here, use existing folder. You just choose any folder you want from your desktop. Okay. All right. So in the folder, you have data set and everything you can try on your own if you want to experiment. So if there's one tool that you should invest for academic writing and also on, Claude will be the one. Okay. In any workshop I have gone through, I have conducted even for Claude, I recommend if you're talking about academic writing and professional writing, this should be the one. You don't have to waste money on third-party tools like all this external science space, whatever. You don't need it because Claude is sufficient enough for you to perform most of the tasks. Okay. Right. So if there's any question, please. Mr. Golem is trying to compile. Any other question there? I don't think so, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't see any other question. Can you recommend a couple of books on AI?
Okay.
A couple of books. There's a lot of books, but suddenly which one do you want? You want on policy or we see on impact on education? I think if it's impact on education, I think it's you can't get in books. I think better go for journal. Anything that the thing about AI is even people ask me why don't I write books on AI, because it's changing too fast. Like if you create a book for ChatGPT, for example, whatever you put the screenshot there, if you just focus on the steps, right, it get outdated very fast, right? It kind of, how to put it, it makes it harder to keep track. So if you want to really go for impact and all that, and then go for journal papers, right? Yeah, if AI in general, there are quite a lot. The one that let me just search my list. I have a whole list here. Where is my list reading? In the must read one, right, is the one by the must read one, I think the other day. Let me see. It's by Anthropic one. AI books. Anthropic AI books. I can't remember what's the name I read, but this one. Or you go to Anthropic, this company or cloud company, they have a very nice Anthropic Academy here. I downloaded from there actually. Maybe you can do this, or maybe you can email me later. I send you my PDF. Okay, you email me. I send you my PDF. But this will be the link. So if you go here, right, if you're interested to maximize cloud a bit, this is a very nice one. Not only they have all the courses, they also have materials that you can use, like books and all this. The founder of Anthropic is the one that really championed professional use or ethical use of AI. So that's why I really like them in terms of the way they design Claude, right? I think I already mentioned earlier, I do not have any slide for this session. My content are all here, right? There's no slides. Okay, there's no slides. Okay, I don't have any slides, yeah. Even if I give you the slide, I think the slide will sit there. You only read it maybe after 1 year. So I give you the interactive module. Just go there. Anything you need is there, right? You just go to the link, this module. Right, just get this. The reason is because you can copy easily the prompt. You can actually follow step by step if you want to. For this session, because of the time, I kind of compress it a bit. But if you really want to go, you actually read what I say here, and then you can go one by one. Okay, all right. And if you need to go deeper on Noble LM and all that, if you go to Noble LM, I have also shared some ebooks here. Research. Even this is already outdated. Some content may not be relevant because interface has changed, right? Any recommendation for writing skill in cloud? Don't get the question. Writing skill in cloud, meaning? If you go to my module for cloud, if you want to train it to write in a certain way, you just scroll down here. You can use the sorry, not scroll down, up there, the skills one. Here. As I explained just now, you train it to write whatever style you want. If you don't want to, if you don't want to do your own, and then you just copy this. You can use the, build your own. So these are the sample that you can use. Okay. Just copy this to your cloud to turn into the cloud skills. Of course, we have to proofread, right? Dr. T is a close friend. Yeah, of course you have to proofread, all right. And but if you follow my step today, I don't know whether you follow from the beginning. I mentioned earlier what I have been trying to do from morning just now is to tell you how we can avoid hallucination, right? For Noble M, the hallucination based on my own research is almost zero. Because you source grounded it, you only use to ground the source. Then you transfer the sources in OpenM to other platform for you to help to write. Okay, then you still have to write. If you go to my module again, go to my module. I already mentioned this. If you go by this layer, you see here, you still have to review, fact check, and refine and finalize. I don't get the point where if we copy from AI, why do we think that it's okay to copy 100%? We still have to edit. You see my point? The same thing when we copy from papers or we copy from website or anything. Those days before AI, all these ChatGPT exists. When you copy, you still have to change, right? Same concept, paraphrasing concept, and academic integrity in terms of putting citation and so on. So yes, definitely, right? Definitely. The only thing that I'm not, supporting is using AI detector as the sole measurement, right? It's creating a lot of fear, even among postgraduate students. Everyone is selling this fear. if you don't write, if your AI detector is high, and then your thesis, will be, banned or whatever and all that, without looking at other parts. It's as if our whole research is just based upon a writing output. Our research is more than that, right? We go to the field, we interview people, we do a lot of analysis, and on those are research, right? Writing is just one component of presenting the output. So just to rely on one, output and then tell people that no, your whole research is gone, it's not really right. What we should be educating people is, how do we make sure that you do proper research and ensure that everything is according to the, an integrity and ethical guideline. And then the writing part is just to make it, clear to people to understand, right? And yeah, I mean, based on my sharing across workshop, I've been getting this. And I think the way forward is, we can't run away from this anyway. The way forward is always to check on our research rigor more than the writing itself. The writing is writing, but if you do it properly, you design your research instrument well, you validate it, you collect your data, everything nicely done properly, you should not be worried. You should be more worried that you are fabricating data, you are not collecting data, you fake your questionnaire data. Those should be the part that you worry. But somehow everyone is worrying about AI detection. I'm not quite sure why it's heading that way. Nobody is concerning about your instrument is lousy, it's not validated. Like, I mean, I'm not saying nobody. It seems like the way we are creating that kind of fear about AI detection rather than just the fabrication part, right? Okay. Just sharing my thoughts, of course. You can follow me on Facebook if you want. I share more. And yeah, I belong to Scholar Malaysia as well, one of the experts there. So a lot of sharing, we have the same wavelength, all right? Yeah, we share the same mindset in terms of this. Okay. So, there's a question there. Just I missed out. As a teacher, marking student assignment after encounter writing that appears to be agenda or heavy, while I encourage, I also require students to check. Okay, how should educators address this issue while promoting? How should educators address this issue while promoting response? Again, same thing. You teach them this. I teach my students. Teach them. How do you check your source? How do you ground? And the problem is we penalize them. We don't teach them. You should have to teach them. Like, when you find out all these noble am, try to edit. Now, if they still don't want to follow, that is their problem actually, not AI problem. You get what I mean? If they don't want to follow, it's their problem because you have taught them how to use ethically and all that, right? So I think you don't have to worry so much. Another thing is, I think writing, because I'm from language, right? I've been teaching academic writing for like 15 years. It's a dying genre. It's a dying genre and a dying part because AI can do way better than a normal human being. So we have to change approach maybe. Instead of assessing their writing, we assess how they go and collect all this, references, whatever. Let's say AI give you 10 articles. How do you know that AI is right by picking the first 3? I would test that skill, right? So I changed my assignment actually for like writing. Instead of writing, I change it to, source grounding. So they have to find 10 articles that AI suggested or whatever they want. If they don't want to use it, fine. But I want to test how do they decide this paper is good, for example. So you are teaching a different skill now, right? So not so much about output alone in terms of writing. I know it's challenging. Even if you use Turnitin to fear them, nobody cares, to be honest. You can ask your student, because a study that one of my postgrad students is doing, they don't care as long as they submit. You get my point? You're cracking your head, how do I avoid this? And then the students say, I don't care, I just want to submit my assignment. So you see the misalignment between what we are trying to do and what the students are perceiving. So there's a challenge. It's a challenge. Everyone should try our best to try to cope with this. And I don't think it's going to be solved anyway. Our role is to teach them the right way. Whether they want to follow or not is up to them. But I think if you raise a concern where everyone is responsible for what they write or produce, it's okay, right? Put any software in, whatever software you use, I can guarantee you they will still say, so what? The current generation is just like that, all right? Yeah, regarding hallucination and how to reduce using notebook, do you recommend uploading a specific number of files? Yeah, just now I mentioned it. Maybe you miss it. The maximum is about 50. Anything more than 50 has a higher chance of hallucination. So what we tested like this, just to let you know, our current experiment. So we upload 10, 30, 50, 100, and 120. So we upload and then we test it in terms of the question that we ask. We ask the same question. I mean, the same, should be getting the same answer. So, but the more we upload, the answer is starting to change. So we find a nice threshold of 30 to 50. I think 30 to 50 per topic is nice, right? Because, you know, one topic is 30. If you have like 10, is already 300. That's a lot. So yeah, keep it small. If you have a lot, then maybe you want to split your notebook, split to 2. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much,
Yeah.
everyone.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's good that we have thirst enough to know further about the application of AI.
Yeah.
So we can keep in touch with Professor Dr. Chuah to know further about it. As we have come to the end of today's program, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Chuah Keyman for his highly informative, timely, and practical session. Today's discussion has given us useful directions on how AI tools can support research and thesis writing while maintaining academic honesty, originality, and ethical responsibility. I also sincerely thank the respected Dean, Center for Modern Languages, the organizing team, colleagues, postgraduate students, and all participants for making this event successful. Thank you once again for your active participation. We hope today's session will help you write more confidently, critically, and ethically. With that, I formally close today's program. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. And
Okay.
take care. All the best.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dr. T.
Doctor.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Timan. Bye.
Thank you, Doctor. It was very
Thank you,
nice.
Doctor. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.